Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. It is Derby Day within the Midlands as Aston Villa face Wolves at Villa Park in this mid-table Premier League clash. Villa are currently ninth and Wolves sit in 12th as Nuno's men have picked up 11 points out of their last 18 available. Villa, though, have only won one of their last four Premier League games. They have lost two and also drew within those games. Aston Villa have not scored more than one goal in their last 7 games, and Wolves have scored one in each of their last three versus Leeds, Newcastle and Manchester City. With Aston Villa missing key players like Grealish and Matty Cash, the losses of those players caught up with them in their last game in the Premier League as they were beaten 1-0 by Sheffield United, with 10 men for the majority of that second half. But we are ready for the 130th meeting between these fierce rivals, and the last one was won by Villa 1-0 with a 94th minute El Ghazi penalty. It also included 2 red cards, one for each team. Will we see another fiery derby as these teams are looking to gain 3 points to travel up this Premier League table? Hello everyone, welcome back to another commentary. It's the 5:30 kickoff today. It's a derby. You can't beat a good derby, you really can't. And let's hope for goals. Let's hope for goals and red cards like the last one. Obviously, the last one didn't have the goals. It was only 1-0, 94th minute penalty, but it definitely had the drama of 2 red cards. Jean Moutinho got it for Wolves and Douglas Luiz for Aston Villa. He's back in the team. He's been on the bench the last couple of games. Douglas Luiz. We are just under 9 minutes away, just 9 minutes away from kickoff exactly now. And again, no Grealish for Aston Villa, no Matty Cash again, like I mentioned just then. So it's going to be interesting to see how they shape up, how they play, and if they can go on and hopefully for Aston Villa rebound from that quite embarrassing 1-0 loss away at Sheffield United. I'm going to check the audio on the stream. Okay, right, so good. But yeah, I'm excited for this. You love a derby weekend. Obviously, we've got the Manchester derby tomorrow at 4:30. That'll be an interesting spectacle. The City should win with their run of form and the fact they're at home, but United do like to turn up in the big games, especially against City. Obviously, this season they haven't, but in the past when they've needed to step up, like in a couple of years ago when City were going to win the league against United, they were 2-0 up, and then second half, I think it was under Mourinho, wasn't it? City ended up losing 3-2. So, yeah, when they feel like they shouldn't win United, they end up coming up trumps and end up putting on some kind of performance. Might not be the same tomorrow. They might get beat. Who knows? But today we are focusing on Aston Villa versus Wolves. Like I said, 130th meeting between these two teams. Villa have won 56 of them. Wolves have won 41 of them. So, like I said, it's just very evenly matched. So we mentioned before that it was a mid-table clash, but we say that, but we know as fans that it is quite close near the European places, because if Aston Villa win, they go on 42 points. They stay ninth, but they go right behind Tottenham on the same points as them. They go 1 point below Liverpool, and they'll be 3 points away from West Ham, 4 points away from Everton, and 5 points away from Chelsea in 4th place. So it's close. So we say it's a mid-table clash. That's just on positions at the minute. Realistically, this could be a Europa League clash if Wolves can maybe pick up their form. They're on 34 points, and they probably find it hard to manage to get into Europe. But who knows? A late surge of the season, if they go on a bit of a run, they could do it. Like I said before, they picked up 11 points out of the last possible 18. So they're definitely on a bit of form. And when they've got players like Traoré, Pedro Neto, Ruben Neves, who's been put up for Player of the Month for February, he scored a decent amount of goals, 3 in his last 6. So they've got the players to do it, and we know they can do it because they got Europa League in their first 2 seasons back in the Premier League under Nuno. So they can definitely do it. But the question is, will they be able to get there and go for it? But who knows? I think next season for Wolves, I think they'll do a lot better than they have this season. I think it's just been a bit of a blip. When you've been so good for 2 seasons on the trot, it's hard to keep that up, and you are going to slip, like we've seen with Liverpool this season. We saw it with City last year as well when they performed under par and below expectation. So it happens to all teams, and Wolves it's happened to this year. And they've not had a bad season, if we're going to be honest. Wolves, I know they've lost 11 games and won 9, but losing a player like Jimenez, your main man, your main striker, it is going to have an effect. on your team's performance in general, because he's like the glue. He brings everyone in and he holds it up and he scores lots of goals. He's literally Wolves' top goal scorer in their Premier League history of 34. He's got 12 more than Stephen Fletcher, who's in second place. So that shows how key he is for Wolves. And obviously they've scored a decent amount of goals this year, only the 28. Aston Villa scored 10 more than them. But Pedro Neto and Ruben Neves scoring 5 each as their top goal scorers has helped them score a few goals and get those numbers up. So yeah, it's going to be interesting at Villa Park. Obviously no fans again, unfortunately, but I think it'll still be a fiery derby. Let's just hope we have goals, because the last 2 games between these two teams have been 1-0 wins, and both come away from home. Villa won at Wolves and Wolves won at Villa in last season's restart. Then Donker scored that winning goal in the 62nd minute. And there is Matty Cash and Grealish together in the stands. Obviously sitting distanced. They'll be itching to get Jack Grealish back. That is for sure such a key player in this Aston Villa squad. I'm just going to quickly run and turn on a light that I forgot to do. And then, yeah, if you want to put your score predictions, I'll come and have a look at them. Literally 2 seconds. There we go. Holland's called draw 2-2. I always said 2-2. It is a tough one to draw, because when you've got Wolves who are starting to come into a bit of form and you've got Aston Villa who are not struggling, because it's only a run of 4 games where they've won 1. But, losing to Sheffield United is never what you want to see. So, yeah. Let me just tick this commentary. The next one that I'm doing, by the way, is PSG versus Barcelona, the second leg. That is on Wednesday. Make sure you're here. And then the next Premier League one is Everton versus Burnley at 12:30 on the 13th. So next week at 12:30. So make sure you are there for that one. And hopefully, if all goes well, again, I don't know if that's the actual date of the game, but on the 21st at the minute of March, that's on a Sunday, in a couple of weeks' time, Celtic play Rangers. And if Celtic beat Dundee United away tomorrow, then in a couple of weeks' time, when Rangers play Celtic at Celtic Park, Celtic can concede the title to Rangers in their own ground if they get a draw or a win Rangers. So that could be a massive game. So if that game, say if Celtic don't win tomorrow and they concede the title, I'll probably change that commentary, because the game won't have as much meaning, because they would already have confirmed they won the league and all that. But if they've not won the league by then, I think that game would be tense, because Celtic definitely won't want Rangers winning the league on their own ground, and Celtic will want to win tomorrow, because if they concede the title tomorrow, then they'll have to give a guard of honour to Rangers when they play them at Celtic Park. So depending on what happens in that game tomorrow, I will commentate on the Old Firm in a couple of weeks' time, but again, it just depends on events that happen soon. So we'll have to see, but that is big for Rangers, winning 3-0 today, putting the pressure on Celtic having to win tomorrow at Dundee. So yeah. Kick-off in this game is just under 3 minutes away. The teams are coming out now. I have the timer ready because I forgot the other day. But yeah, 2-2. I think I might go for a 1-1. But again, it just depends if the game's as free-flowing as we think. If it's going to be tense, and it could be over 0-0, a 1-1. But if it's a bit more open, then we could see a 2-2. That's what I hope we see anyway. Mings walking the team out as the captain today for Aston Villa. As you can see, the lineups are just on both sides of me. There we go. We've got Martinez in goal for Aston Villa. El Mohammadi, who's in place for Matty Cash, is at right back. Ezri Konsa and Tyrone Mings will play alongside each other again at centre back. Matt Targett will play as left back. He's only one of the only players in the Aston Villa team to have played all minutes so far this season. A midfield 3 of Sanson, Douglas, Luiz and McGinn. Aston Villa fans will argue that is their best midfield, because obviously Grealish is a left winger, not a midfielder, if you know what I mean. So in terms of a flat 3, that's probably the best they've got at the club. Left winger Trezeguet is going to look to impress, while Grealish is absent. Trezeguet is yet to score in the Premier League so far this year, or in all competitions. And then the front 3 alongside, and the other 2 alongside him, Ollie Watkins, who scored 10 this year, and also Bertrand Traore, who's got 5 goals and 3 assists this season as well. And then the bench, as you can see, is Tom Heaton, Neil Taylor, Engels, Kane Kessler, who played in that game against Liverpool in the FA Cup, played really well, Jacob Ramsey, Nakamba, Barkley, Philogene Bidace, the 18-year-old winger who's got on the bench for today's game, and also Keenan Davis as well. And then for Wolves, gone for a back three this time, no back four. Patricio's in goal with Nelson Semedo and Johnny Otto as the wing backs. The centre backs alongside them are Connor Cody, Roman Saiz, and Den Donker as well, who's becoming a makeshift centre back for now. He can play there. Midfield two of João Moutinho and Ruben Neves, like I said before, has been nominated for Player of the Month in February, scoring 3 goals in his last 6 games as well, putting his tally to 5 for the season. And then the front three, a dangerous front three. Pedro Neto is personally one of my favourite youngsters in the league. I think he's an unbelievable player. Adama Traore is yet to really impress, yet to score a goal or an assist in the Premier League so far this season. He plays and is going to try and feed striker Willian Jose, who's also yet to score in a Wolves shirt. The striker signed from Real Sociedad in January. He scored 62 goals for Real Sociedad in 170 appearances. They'll be looking for him to start scoring some goals soon before the arrival of Raul Jimenez from injury. So the game is about to get underway. We've hit half 5. We're just going through the lineups on the screen here. And I'm hoping for a good derby. Let's hope so. Let's hope this is the better derby we've got this week, this weekend, because obviously we've got the Manchester one tomorrow. But it should be interesting. Both teams in a precarious position, you could say. Both could fall down the table if they're not careful, and then both could definitely rise up the table as well. So they don't want to be losing any grip of their momentum. They want to be climbing up the table, and obviously Villa this season, compared to last season anyway, just scraped survival, but this season they're 9th in the league at the minute, 39 points, 12 wins, only 10 losses as well. There he is, Willian Jose, the Brazilian striker, 6'2". He started all 6 Premier League games before the one against City in midweek, which they did lose 4-1. He did not play in that one, Willian Jose, and he's going to have kick-off, kicking right to left, Villa left to right, and plays take the knee to remember that there is no room for racism in our game of football. And we're about to get underway. Willian Jose kicking it back to Ruben Neves, over to the right centre-back, Ben Donker, being forced back to Connor Cody, and the game is underway as he just glided over to the left-hand side, where Johnny will look and try and feed Traore, and he's been able to in the Aston Villa half. Curls it over to the right-hand side to Pedro Neto. Just on the edge of the box at the minute. Neves is in support, back to Pedro Neto. João Moutinho back to Neves. Then Donker. And to be forced back towards Connor Cody. I'm going to check something. Have I got the referees right? I swear I read the website correctly. Sorry about this. But here's João Moutinho just on the halfway line for Wolves, playing it over to Ruben Neves as Wolves look to take early control of this game at Villa Park. Nelson Semedo, formerly of Barcelona. Neto, challenged by Trezeguet and concedes the throw-in. The Egyptian winger. Semedo with the throw-in. Was into Willian Jose. Miscontrolled by Semedo as he tried to return it back to him, and he's gone under his foot, and a throw-in it'll be this time for Aston Villa as they want to get their foot on the ball, try and get some possession themselves. You know, they are the home team. They'll want to be the team dictating the tempo of the play. Tyrone Mings has got the ball. Shifts it over to his left foot and will launch it down the left-hand side towards Trezeguet over his head, over Semedo's, and it just drifts out for a throw-in for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Dean Smith, the Aston Villa head coach. Central midfielder himself in his playing days, Dean Smith. Semedo clears it down the line, out for a throw-in for Aston Villa. Not really kept possession well there. Wolves inside their own half, and it allows Aston Villa to push further forward and try and seek an attack. It's been thrown right down the line towards Ollie Watkins, who's laid it back into Matt Targett, who can get across into the box. It's curling away and out towards Johnny, who can't quite deal with the ball. And McGinn can get it at the far post and lay it into El Mohammadi, who's Cross has been cleared away up towards Willian Jose for Wolves. Brings it down nicely into João Moutinho. His pass has been intercepted by McGinn. And he gets it back from Watkins. And now he plays it to Morgan Sanson. And Villa have the ball again inside their own half of Ezri Konsa as they've been forced back into El Mohammadi. In towards Watkins. Back to goal. Pressured by Connor Cody. And he's able to get the ball out to McGinn. And advantage has been played by the referee. Sanson into Tyrone Mings. Number 5, was number 40 last year. Tyrone Mings. Sanson into McGinn. First time ball in towards Watkins and he takes it in his stride beautifully. He's going to go for the long range strike off the bar. How unlucky. That would have been up there with definitely goal of the weekend. Maybe goal of the season. So unfortunate from Ollie Watkins. And Wolves have given the ball away again. And Douglas Luiz can try and bring it forward now with Sanson over to Target, who's making a run forward on the left-hand side. Gets past Neto. He allows to get the cross in, but I think he just bobbled in front of him there, and the cross is wayward and out for a goal kick it is. What an audacious attempt. He gets the ball from McGinn. With the backing away from him, he shoots off the crossbar. Had Patricio diving to his top left. Or Watkins aimed for the top right. Beat the keeper, and if it just dipped a little bit more, we could have seen an absolute cracker in this derby, but not to be so far. But we're under 4 minutes in, and what a game we've got so far. Villa 0, Wolves 0, but could have easily been 1 for Villa there. That Target throws it into the centre of the park. Douglas Luiz has it in the halfway line. Wolves already back to the wall stuff after having a bit of early possession within the first 60 to 90 seconds of the game. Douglas Luiz long diagonal up towards Trezeguet on the left. Nicely brought down against Nelson Semedo. He plays it back again towards Douglas Luiz. Turning away from Neves. On the left-hand side, tries to feed it into Sanson, but Neto can bring it away as he gets in between the two players. Surging down the right-hand side, try to keep away from Luiz, and he has done nicely in the final third. He looks for the pullback, it deflects over towards Traore, but El Mohammadi's there to clear away towards the right-hand side corner flag, where he's recollecting the ball and taking it down the line as Traore tackles him as he's caught up with him, but can only help it out for a throw-in for Aston Villa on the right-back area. Good from Pedro Neto. I really like Pedro Neto. He's probably my favourite youngster in the Premier League, and he was working his way down the right-hand side, avoiding the likes of Douglas Luiz and Tyrone Mings, and was able to get the cross in. Did just slightly deflect, but nothing too major in the end for Aston Villa to deal with. As El Mohammadi has got the throw in here. Not many options, not much movement. He's going to go down the line towards Watkins. Roman Saiz wins the header. Neves helps it back towards Cody. Headed into Saiz down the left. Johnny Moutinho pokes back to Connor Cody, and Wolves have the ball with Saiz down the left-hand side. Played into Traore. Back to goal. Trying to turn past Douglas Luiz, but he's been tackled by the Brazilian and wins a throw-in for his team. Looks like Traore is going to be playing down the left-hand side at the start of this game. Adama Traore did get a red card in this in a game against Aston Villa when he was at Middlesbrough. He was in a 0-0 around 3 years ago now. Hopefully he doesn't replicate the same actions, Adama Traore. Throwing gone towards Willian Jose, cleared only as far as Moutinho. Heads over towards Dendoncker, who does help it towards Nelson Semedo, but Trezeguet is there ready to intercept. And now McGinn curled over to Trezeguet on the left-hand side, cuts in and finds a right-footed ball towards McGinn. Quite find Morgan Sanson, who is in support, and Wolves have the ball back into Traore inside the Aston Villa half. He's going to try and go to, but not as far as Douglas Luiz is concerned, but he gives away the ball again, and so does Wolves. But they do get it back through the deflection, and Neto has it in the centre of the park. Can't quite get past McGinn, and the ball does fall over towards Adama Traore from the interception, and he has it, the Spaniard, dinked in towards Neto, controls with a thigh on the edge of the box, but Cons is there to tackle him, and they've worked the ball to El Mohammadi in the end. Villa, good defending. So we have Douglas Luiz on it, heavy touch, and he loses it to Moutinho, works it to Willian Jose on the edge of the box. Will he work a shot? He will. Good block from Consa, but it's fell back to the Brazilian striker, who works it to Nelson Semedo. Good ball. Two former La Liga players linking up here. Pedro Neto, he was signed from Lazio. Over to Saiz, now on the left-hand side with Johnny. Adama Traore, two Spaniards linking up. Number 37, can he work across? Going to go to the edge of the box to Moutinho. Back over to the right-hand side to Nelson Semedo. One-on-one with Trezeguet, goes back in towards Neto. Finds Ruben Neves. Semedo. Neves again. Being forced back to their centre halves here. Wolves inside their own half with Connor Cody being the centre of them 3 centre-backs. Scored his first Premier League goal in the win. In the loss against Manchester City. His pass has been intercepted by Traore. Forced to El Mohammadi. Sent back forward to Traore. Poked back towards El Mohammadi, but it's Traore who's there. And that's Adama Traore. Just realised there's 2 Traores on the pitch. But El Mohammadi has it for Aston Villa. Worked into Sanson. Turns his man nice and he's pulled down. Wins a free kick. Good play that. It's now Douglas Luiz. Shifted over to Tyrone Mings. It's now Matt Targett. Oh no, it's gone further forward to Trezeguet. Matt Targett's going to be used as the overlapping run. Is he going to try and use him? Yes, he will, but it's just too intricate from Trezeguet asking too much of Targett, and it will just trickle away for a goal kick for Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm interested to see who the referees are for this game, because they said it was on the website and it's still here, so I've got it as a bit of proof. It says Craig Pawson, and I think it's Andy Madley. I'll have to get close with the referee, but I think they've got it wrong, but that doesn't matter anyway. As it's then Donker who brings the ball forward, tries to play the cross, it's risky pass, and McGinn gets there first, gets into Ollie Watkins, one-on-one with Cody, he enters the box, goes on the outside, back on the inside, onto his right foot, tries to square it, wrong decision, can be cleared away by Wolves, up towards Semedo, tried to play it across to Bertrand Traore, should have probably took the shot on himself there, Watkins, and Wolves can bring the ball away now as they get away with another scare. It's Johnny Otto on the left-hand side. He's got Traore furthest left, and he'll just lay it into him slowly. Adama Traore will look to take on El Mohammadi. Just plays it inside to Neves. Does he fancy a shot from long range? He does. Does it deflect? Well, he's kept in by Emi Martinez, actually, instead. He's going well off target, but I think he knew there was a deflection, so tried to keep it in play. And he can set his team away here with Targett. Can't quite find it down the line. So Ollie Watkins forcing it there. Matt Targett, and Wolves again in possession. Unless Craig Pawson's the 4th official and he picked up an injury, I don't know who the officials are, so I do apologise. Or is it Craig? I'm going to leave it for now until I see a close-up of him. Unless he's dyed his hair. As Nelson Semedo's been given the ball on the right-hand side into João Moutinho. Inside to Neves. Pressured by McGinn, but he gets it away to Neto. He takes a touch ahead of Targett and keeps it away from him using his strength on the right-hand side. It's on the edge of the box. He's got a run of Semedo, decides to cross it himself, and Mings can head away up to McGinn, who can just dink it in towards Trezeguet. Can he keep it in? No, it's Dendoncker there just to nod it out into the Aston Villa technical area for throwing for Aston Villa. Good win, though, that from McGinn before, and Watkins got beyond Connor Cody from going on the outside, then cutting onto his right foot. Should have shot. Instead, tried to be unselfish and square it, but Traore couldn't get it because Traore was being marked by Johnny, and he was able to clear it. The Spanish left wing back. Thrown was taken. I'm not sure what happened there. They were just showing a replay. If anything ever happens and they're showing a replay and I miss it, I will be honest and say I've missed it. I won't try and make something up. It was a free kick given in the end. I'm not sure what for. Who is that? That is Andy Madley, the referee, or Andy Halliday. It might be the 4th official. I'm not having this. That's not Craig Pawson. This smells better than the BBC. They're not even talking about the game. Oh, thank you. That is the best compliment I can get. I'm not even bothered. If anyone says you're better than this radio station or that it's the best compliment you can give. So thanks, Tom. I do appreciate it. As that free kick's been clipped into no man's land and can just run out for a Wolves goal kick. Quite the waste that from Aston Villa. 8 viewers. If you are new, please subscribe. That is a great number to see. But yeah, thanks, Tom. That does mean a lot being compared to those. I just try my best. It's more for people. Well, if you can watch the game and you just would rather not listen to their commentary, then you can listen to mine. But if people don't have access to the games, then at least I'm trying to give them the best commentary they can get. Because I do want to do it as a career as well. So do appreciate that compliment very much so, mate. Cheers for that. But Aston Villa have got it back from the Wolves goal kick. They did try and go down the left-hand side there, Wolves, but just forced their way out for a throw-in, and then they've just worked it back, Aston Villa, to their back four as they look to rebuild again. As this game has been very lively within the first 12 minutes of the game. And to be fair, obviously I'm here to talk about the game, but obviously I'm on my own as well. BBC will probably have a few people commentating on the game. So the only thing I can do is talk about the game, because obviously I'm on my own. But here's Tyrone Mings. Plays into midfield to Douglas Luiz. They're going to look to bring it into the Wolves half, as they have got so now with Morgan Sanson, the new signing from Marseille. They play all 6 Champions League group stage games for Marseille, including playing Manchester City twice. Ezri Konsa brings it forward into Watkins. He's dropped a bit deeper for the ball. Good hold-up play, works it into Douglas Luiz. Curled over to the left-hand side to Matt Targett, chests it down, plays it forward into Trezeguet. Try to take on Dendoncker, he's not allowing it. As that should be a Wolves goal kick, yes it is. Dendoncker tackled Trezeguet towards the corner flag, came off the Egyptian last, and he let it run, thinking it was going to be a corner, but definitely a goal kick. Trezeguet's complaining, but even I could see that came off him last. Let's have a look. Targett played down the line towards Trezeguet, challenged by Dendoncker. Let's have a look. Yeah, came off Trezeguet last, I think, top of his foot. Goal kick. Lewis Brand, you should actually be a commentator. Really good stuff. I've subscribed. Love that. Thank you. Honestly, these compliments do mean a lot because I do want to get into this when I'm older. I've already got a few contacts, so hopefully I can make it into the industry. But all these compliments are great, and obviously doing this YouTube is just getting me experience. So hearing positive stuff as well, it's just the extra that really does help me want to do it even more. So thank you to everyone who is liking, subscribing, and complimenting on the chat. If any of you's got any score predictions, do let me know as well. We can have a bit of a chat going as Trezeguet's been brought down there on the left-hand side. As again, Wolves from the goal kick, they're struggling to keep hold of possession here. Wolves from their goal kicks, they're sending it out wide and then they're just getting dispossessed. Aston Villa using their width well to get plays out there, pressing, using the left-hand side where there's Sanson, Trezeguet and Targett, and then on the other side there's McGinn, El Mohammadi and Traore. They're using their width really well, and Wolves are struggling, and they've got to defend this free kick now. High line from Wolves, just around 5 yards above the 18-yard line. They go down the line to Traore, though, and that's Bertrand Traore. Left-footed cross towards Mings. He misses it, but it falls over to Konsa. Hit the woodwork as well. Falls to Traore, who just hurries it away, out for a throw-in, but that's twice now in the first 15 minutes. Aston Villa have hit the woodwork. Ollie Watkins earlier on in the game, and now Ezri Konsa. And Wolves are living on thin ice here. Traore put the cross in towards the near post. Mings went for it, missed it, fell to Konsa, 6 yards out, hits the crossbar. I think it might have hit the same part of the crossbar where Ollie Watkins hit it. Honestly, carbon copy thrashes the crossbar. Surprised he didn't break the net. Ezri Konsa, unlucky. Did well to get a shot away. Good control, as he probably didn't expect the ball to come to him because Tyrone Mings was looking like the favourite to get contact, but he missed it. And they survive again here. Wolves. What a game we've got so far. El Mohammadi. Traore, El Mohammadi again. Poke down the line towards McGinn. Roman Saiz is going to get there. And he's going to take a touch right in that corner flag and can clear up to Traore. Touches it down for Matinho. Edge of the box, we've got it with Neves. Cody. Over to Dendoncker. They've worked it nicely around Ollie Watkins as Dendoncker sprints forward and cuts back over towards Neves, just beating the press of Ollie Watkins. Neves. Semedo's pushed up the pitch. This is where Wolves are struggling to get it out their own half. And again, they've launched it forward helplessly, and it goes all the way over to Emi Martinez. Wolves struggling to keep the ball inside their own half here. Need the draw. Got Leicester to win tonight for the bet to win. Love that. See, not for me because I can't bet yet, but I love people who come in the stream who don't even support, maybe not even support the team, but for a bet, they want a result to go a certain way. But no, thank you to everyone who is here. The next commentary is in midweek, PSG, Barcelona on Wednesday. Then the next Premier League one is next Saturday, 12:30, Everton, Burnley. So make sure you're there. Dendoncker clears down the line for Wolves up to Neto. Can't quite get round Matt Targett, but he's been pushed in the process, and the referee will give a free kick to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Matt Targett there, the culprit. He's going to have a tough night facing Pedro Neto. Matt Targett, an academy prospect and a graduate, as Aston Villa have won the ball back. McGinn, Watkins, he fancies the long-range strike again, but Conor Cody's able to deflect this back to his goalkeeper, and Wolves deal with that nicely. Presuming they did nothing with that free kick there, Wolves. Again, the cameras sometimes they are a little bit annoying because they show replays and then miss the actual free kick or something, but it was just far on the right side, so nothing much would have come from it, and it didn't, did it? But Matt Targett, like I was saying, a academy graduate from Southampton, was there for 11 years until making the move to Fulham and now at Aston Villa. As El Mohammadi cuts out a diagonal from Wolves up to Bertrand Traore, back to Ezri Konsa, who sends it long and over the top towards Watkins, but Conor Cody can deal with it nicely, the England centre-half, and play it into Neves. Jose gets it over to Semedo, can just get there ahead of Trezeguet, and Neves can't get that pass away from Trezeguet, but he's played it right into Willian Jose, and he can't quite find Pedro Neto. Tyrone Mings slides over to the left-hand side to deal with it. That's going to be a Wolves throw-in inside the Aston Villa half. Throwing for Nelson Semedo to take. The man who gave the penalty away in the reverse fixture for Aston Villa to win it in the 94th minute. Challenge on McGinn, it was. Here's João Moutinho, who got sent off in that game as well. Quite late on, though, in the game. João Moutinho, I think it was in the 95th minute, he got sent off. João Moutinho. Saiss, poor ball, looking for Johnny. And Aston Villa can win the ball back. It's McGinn. Try to look through towards Bertrand Traoré, but not quite on the same wavelength. McGinn thought he was going to make a run in behind Saiss, and he didn't in the end, and just didn't quite find the same path. And Wolves can have the ball back. But Dendoncker does seem to be struggling. I think when Ezri Konsa took the shot before, he just trod on the back of his legs or something. I'm not sure, but he seems to be struggling. As Johnny's got it from the throw-in inside the final third, or the defensive final third of Wolves. Saiss sends it forward, past Traoré, and Konsa can work it back to Tyrone Mings. Gets a sharp pass into Matt Targett. A ball whipped around the corner for Trezeguet. Brings it down beautifully for McGinn. He keeps it away from Neves and Sanson. To Targett. No, Targett leaves it for Trezeguet. Finds Morgan Sanson. On 40 yards away from goal, we've got Douglas Luiz on the ball. Sprayed to Matt Targett in behind on the left. Can bring it down nicely as well. The full back end. Pull it. Back to McGinn. Back to goal. Lays it away from Neves into Sanson, who then works across. Trezeguet's header blocked by Conor Cody, and Wolves can work it away with a Dendoncker volley. Up towards Traoré. Keeps it away from El Mohammadi. Looks to get around him, but he's been challenged by the Egyptian full-back and wins the throw-in himself as well. El Mohammadi. Good play from the backup right-back. He's played all the 90 minutes in the last 3 games, El Mohammadi. Well, his 5th start in the Premier League as well this season. Luiz. Sprayed to the right-hand side this time, over to El Mohammadi. Heads it in towards Traoré, spins Saiss, but he's been helped by the covering João Moutinho, who takes the ball away from him, and it's now Johnny Otto. Played back to Conor Cody in the 18-yard box for Wolves. Clips it down the left-hand side for Traoré to head inside for Willian Jose. Good little ball over to Nelson Semedo, who can latch onto it and can get away from Trezeguet and Sanson and Targett and just poke it into Pedro Neto on the right-hand side. He's going to look to cut onto his strong left foot. He is, and plays it to the edge of the box to Moutinho. Chipped back over towards Neto. Poor ball. Too much on it. Goal kick for Aston Villa. Good chance that as well. Nelson Semedo did really well to get on the end of that ball from Jose. Took 3 players out of the game there while sprinting forward. Got it over to Neto. Cut inside. Found Moutinho. Was looking for the 1-2 back to Neto, but too much on it and just glided out for a goal kick. But I thought he may have hit it from range there, Moutinho, because the one goal he's got this year was an absolute thunderstrike against Arsenal in a 2-1 victory. Targett looks to have injured himself here, his left foot. Might have been when he was going to challenge Semedo in the last attack, I'm not too sure, but he seems to have hurt himself. And Dendoncker still seems to be injured from that Ezri Konsa challenge. Well, I say challenge, he just poked the shot. Ooh, that is a nasty one, that. Didn't mean it, Ezri Konsa. As he's shot and as his foot's coming back down from shooting, he's just scraped the back of Dendoncker's leg, and that will be a sore one. Scrapes down the back of his leg. He doesn't mean it at all. It's just as he elevates his foot upwards for the shot, and as it's come back down, he's just scraped the back of his leg. Doesn't mean it. And he just seems to be struggling a little bit. See if he can continue. They've got Max Kilman on the bench. Wolves, if they need him, as Moutinho's won it back from the Emi Martinez clearance from the goal kick, but they can't keep possession again. McGinn can take it away to El Mohammadi on the right-hand side. Forward into Bertrand Traoré. Good challenge by Johnny Otto and Willian Jose, who's deep at the minute. Plays it back to Neves. Moutinho. Neves again. So Wolves have possession. Can they keep it this time? They're giving it away too easily. Over to Conor Cody. Shifted to Roman Saiss. The Moroccan. Forward to Moutinho. Even further forward to Johnny Otto. He's got Traore in support. We'll look to try and find him, but it's been cut out by El Mohammadi. Inaccurate pass. Bertrand Traore inside to McGinn. First time to Watkins. Can he try and spin Conor Cody? He attempted it too, but he was stopped in his tracks by Conor Cody, pulling him down. And a free kick it'll be for Aston Villa. Is he going to get booked there, Conor Cody? Didn't quite see if he did. Looked to spin him there, Watkins, and he was just clipped by the left foot there of Cody and being held at the same time. Conceded the free kick there. The captain of Wolves, Conor Cody. Good play from Watkins. He's hit the bar so far. And he's been doing great hold-up play. And he's got to do it again. But as a commentator's curse, as soon as I say he's doing well with the hold-up play, he passes it straight out of play looking for El Mohammadi. My luck to say that, isn't it? But he has played well so far. And he has all season, Ollie Watkins, making his 250th club appearance, if you take away his little stint at Weston-super-Mare. So for his clubs, Brentford, Exeter and Villa, he's making his 250th appearance. Was all at Weston-super-Mare from December 2014 to May 2015. Ollie Watkins. As Moutinho, or Neves has won it back to Moutinho, as Luiz has been dispossessed in the midfield for Aston Villa, and they've worked it to Nelson Semedo on the right-hand side. Into Neto, they've got a lot of work to do, Neto and Semedo, to work an opening. They're going to try so. Inside to Semedo, works his way into the box, tackled by Sanson, and it can be cleared away by Matt Targett. Up towards Watkins, not quite near towards the striker. And Conor Cody can just shift it over to Saiss. Traore, first time ball to Johnny. Traore is making a running behind. Can't quite find him, or doesn't want to risk it there, Johnny, and works it to Willian Jose, who then finds Adama Traore. A lot of claret and blue shirts in the way as they've got it over to Moutinho. Chipped over to Neto on the right-hand side. Can they maybe work a shot at Emi Martinez here, Wolves? One-on-one with Target, shifts it onto his left foot, plays it to the edge of the box to Moutinho. The experienced veteran central midfielder. Neves, Saiss, over first time towards Neto again. Can be cut out by the head of Target, only as far as a throw-in for Wolves. But really good first opening 25 minutes in this game. I've really enjoyed watching it. Neves and Luiz, when he lost the ball there, went for 50-50. I wouldn't really call that a foul, if I'm going to be completely honest. Semedo. Tackled again from the throw-in, and we'll have to take another one. Good tackle there from Morgan Sanson, who I think is a fantastic signing. First start in the Premier League as well today. Already played 5 times, 66 minutes overall. Neto. Can't quite get past Target in the corner flag. And he can play it forward to Sanson. Left-footed ball up towards Watkins. Holds it up very nicely and can get it out to Douglas Luiz. Over to Ezri Konsa. Back over to Matt Target. Inside to Sanson. Back to Tyrone Mings, who's just in the 18-yard box for Aston Villa, and plays it over to the edge of the box where Ezri Konsa has the likes of El Mohammadi in support. Mings. Ball played over the top. Can he catch out the Wolves line? He's just found Trezeguet, who's just about kept it in on the left-hand side. Back to Target. No flag's gone up. At the minute, out wide is Sanson. Can he work across maybe? He looks to go inside to the edge of the box where he's been tackled by Neves. Falls to Willian Jose. Finds Pedro Neto. He's got to work away from Mings and Sanson. He's being pulled down by the French midfielder. And a free kick, it will be on the right-hand side of Wolves. Will it be a yellow card? Yes, it will for Morgan Sanson. Quite cynical, and I don't think it was needed for him to be brought down there, Neto. Because they were showing him down the line. He had Mings alongside him. It was definitely a foul on the yellow card. There's no real need for it from Sanson. He had Mings there with him. And I don't think Neto was really going to get anywhere. Second booking for the Frenchman in his first start as well, like I said just before. But we're starting to grow into this game a bit more, become a little bit more settled, you could say. Neves, ball around the corner, can't quite find Pedro Neto. But the header away falls to Moutinho, who's been challenged and fouled there by Trezeguet, just caught on the right knee. João Moutinho, and he'll win the free kick for his team there. Now 34 years of age. João Moutinho. So about 10 years ago, he won the Europa League against Braga in the final while he was playing for Porto. He's had a few chances of winning that competition with Wolves, but didn't quite work out. the way they would have wanted it to. Obviously being beat by Sevilla in the quarterfinals last season, very late on. He's going to have the free kick that he won. Again, same kind of line for Aston Villa, just 5 yards above their own 18-yard box. As they're going to look to beat that line. It's been crossed and it falls towards Cody, who's flicked on. Can't quite take control of it, and it goes out and away for a goal kick. Great ball from Moutinho, who's just flicked on, I think, by Saiss towards Conor Cody, who I think would have been onside, but it just flashed across him. He couldn't quite bring it down with his left foot. And another chance goes a begging as he looks to get back-to-back goals after scoring his first Premier League goal in the week in the 4-1 loss at Manchester City. So Aston Villa survived that attack this time, but very open game. Both teams having quite a few chances. Demi Martinez clips it to El Mohammadi on the right-hand side. Heads it back towards Ezri Konsa. I think we'll send it down the channel. He will do so, but it's a poor clearance, and Neves can win it to Johnny. Willian Jose. Back to Moutinho, as Wolves again are in possession, and they work it over to Nelson Semedo on the right-hand side. He's going to look to take on Trezeguet. He'd fancy his chances. He tries to go around the outside, but Trezeguet just uses his strength nicely to take the ball away from Nelson Semedo. As he goes to Matt Targett in the box, first time clearance away, up towards McGinn. Falls to Watkins off Dendoncker. Trezeguet shifts it over to McGinn. Down the line it goes to Trezeguet, met by Conor Cody. Good strong tackle out for a throw-in for Aston Villa. Thanks everyone who's here. If you can subscribe, that would be fantastic. At least 2 commentaries a week I try and do. But yeah, I think I do 2 new subscribers, so I think I know who they are, but just to say thank you again. Target throws it inside towards Sanson, looks for the cheeky back heel, but can't quite find Trezeguet with that. And Nelson Semedo gets himself in a bit of a pickle in the midfield, and Sanson can win it back. Right far on the left-hand side, skips past Dendoncker towards the corner flag he goes. He has to work across, and he does do so, and he very nicely finds a corner kick for Aston Villa against the Wolves midfielder, João Moutinho. Good play from Sanson. Got past Dendoncker well too easily there down the left-hand side, and Moutinho just had to cover around the back to stop the cross from going in. Wolves are second top at conceding set pieces. They've conceded 11. The only team who's conceded more is Leeds with 12. So with the likes of Tyrone Mings, who's 6'5", Konsa at 6 foot as well, they do have a little bit of height with their 2 centre halves there. You know, Watkins can also score a header when he likes to. In swinging cross, can he find a defender? No, he can't. He finds a Wolves defender of Saiss, who heads it away up towards Target on the halfway line. Goes inside to Douglas Luiz, then back to Emi Martinez again, as they're probably going to look to restart now, Aston Villa. Bit of a waste of a set piece. As Martinez sends it long and high up towards Trezeguet, lets it bounce, and gets it across his body and works it away from Semedo. Lovely skill from the winger. Has to hold it up towards the corner flag and brings Sanson into play, who takes over, gets onto his right foot and gets a cross in. Had to be dealt with by Moutinho. Dealt with the bounce nicely. Only as far as Tyrone Mings. As Wolves can just push out a little bit. Don't want to get camped inside their own half for too long, because the pressure will get to them at some point. Konsa to Mings. Over to Konsa, back to Martinez, who's been having some good games as of late, and throughout the whole season he's been fantastic. Second most amount of clean sheets with 13. Only Ederson's got as many as he has. As he sends the ball forward down the left towards Trezeguet. Can't quite win the flick onto an Aston Villa player. It does fall to Dendoncker. Cody back to Patricio. He's got 7 clean sheets himself. Not as many as Martinez. It's a clearance gone up to Traore. Heads it back towards Johnny, but it falls over his head and finds Bertrand Traore. He looks to get onto his left foot, cut inside, back on the outside to El Mohammadi, who's made the run, dinks it in, over towards Watkins, cleared by Dendoncker, headed on once more by Moutinho and Willian Jose, up towards Neto, who will get there ahead of Mings. He's on his own there, and he gets a saviour there of Douglas Luiz there, Mings, and can take it away from Neto, who was all on his own there, against about 5 Villa players. And they can look to attack themselves, a ball dinked towards Bertrand Traore, too much on it, I think, by Sanson, and Saiss can let it run for a goal kick for his team. Patricio, number 11, with the goal kick. Close there from Neto. We had a bit of support. They could have made more of that counter-attack. Yeah, 2 crossbar hits so far. One from Watkins and one from Konsa. I am 100% sure that both crossbar hits were hit at the same part of the crossbar. I'm sure of it. Konsa was a bit more closer from 6 yards out. Couldn't quite control the shot. The Watkins one was about 25 yards out. It would have been an unbelievable goal for Ollie Watkins, who hasn't scored against Wolves before in 3 attempts. Thanks to everyone who's there, 10 people, that is great to see. As Aston Villa have won a free kick there, just on the left-hand side, just inside the Wolves half as well. Not quite sure what happened, to be honest. Again, showing the replays and then I've missed it. There's not much I can do. 33 minutes in exactly. Got El Mohammadi on the ball. Down the line for McGinn. He allows Saiss to get there and just poke it away for a corner, for a throw-in for Aston Villa. Up towards the right-hand side corner flag. Could they maybe win a corner if they work it well? El Mohammadi throws it into John McGinn, who has a decent touch and can use his strength to keep the ball away from Neves and find Douglas Luiz, who works a crossing, headed away by Cody, back towards Douglas Luiz, who can't quite win the header on Neves. As they've gone for a header, he just knocked into the Portuguese, and a free kick's been given for Wolves in the end, just on the edge of the Wolves box. Just holding his shoulder as well there, Neves, feeling the contact of that foul from Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz has been fantastic for Aston Villa this season, but there is a buyback clause for Manchester City this season. They have a buyback clause of £25 million. They did sell him for 15. It'll be interesting to see if they do activate that, Manchester City. Obviously, they'll have a great cluster of players themselves already. So that's Patricio down the left-hand side towards William Jose. He chests it down to Neves. Matinho back to Saiss, over to Dendoncker. Dendoncker, who signed from Anderlecht back in 2018. On the ball again, the Belgian. Looks for the switch, and it's a great ball for Johnny, right under his foot. Beautiful ball. Johnny just behind Traore, but he's able to get it into his path now, and he looks to sprint forward here, Traore. Works it onto his right foot, and he's going to go for the early cross towards the back post, asking a lot of Neto here. Too much on it. Trezeguet sees it out. Poor cross from Traore, and a goal kick it'll be again. But if you take away the 2 crossbar hits, we haven't had a shot on target yet. Between the 2 teams, which is a little bit disappointing. Obviously, 2 crossbar hits are pretty close to scoring, but in the stats these days, they don't count as shots on target. Zebi Martinez has it over to Ezri Konsa as they look to work out from the back here. Konsa over to Martinez. He's going to get pressured a little bit by Willian Jose, but he's able to distribute to Matt Targett, who's able to bring it down nicely and find McGinn. First time ball over to Watkins, who's drifted over to the left-hand side. Trezeguet goes on the inside as he takes on Dendoncker, and he tackles Semedo. Watkins, he's going to go on his own. He's going to decide to shoot. Blocked by Cody. Comes back off Watkins and falls nicely for Dendoncker to clear. And Watkins coming close again as they have the ball back from the clearance from Dendoncker with Douglas Luiz. Into Target, just about able to get it into Sanson. Back to Target on the left-hand side. Has to be forced back towards the halfway line now with Tyrone Mings as he looks to rework it to the other way. To the right-hand side where we've got McGinn. They fancy the left-hand side again with Target making a beautiful run. He's free on the left-hand side and he brings it down. He's going to pull it back towards Bertrand Traore. Cut out by Dendoncker. Falls over to Neto, who again's very isolated on that right-hand side. Sanson has to be careful. He has to let him go. And Douglas Luiz can't get there, but Mings with a strong challenge wins the ball nicely and wins the throw-in for his team. Sanson had to let him go because he couldn't pull him back because he's already on a yellow card. Had the pace on Douglas Luiz here. And Tyrone Mings comes over with a strong challenge. Very, very nice challenge there from Mings. Kicks it off Neto last and takes him out in the process. And wins a throw-in for his team. Good defending. I think he's felt the contact of that one, Mings. I'm sure he'll be okay. But that is proper old-school defending that. Take the man and the ball. Target has it over to Mings. Back through to Target. Inside to Konsa. On the edge of the Aston Villa box. Plays it forward to Douglas Luiz. Just about finds John McGinn. He's going to look to the left-hand side here. The left-footed Scotsman. With Sanson, he's got Matt Target, who he'll leave it to. And Target looks to go around the corner to Watkins. He's going to look to pull it back, and it's great skill from Watkins. Can't quite find Bertrand Traore, but it will fall over to El Mohammadi. But I think play's been pulled back, as I think Watkins may have been offside. Great ball from Target, though, and I think Watkins, walking like tight, very tight. I don't know. Well, who knows with offside these days? But he was able to get it around his body and just flick it into the box towards Traore because the angle was too tight for the shot, and just missed the Burkina Faso international. But I think he was offside. But again, I'm not sure. It was a tight one. His Wolves have lost it. As Nelson Semedo couldn't quite bring down the pass from the other Wolves player. So we're near to half time, and it's been a thrilling first half. It's definitely not been boring. I can say that confidently. Thrown into Sanson, just misses Pedro Neto. It's now El Mohammadi, the Egyptian. 33 years of age now, the right back, and he works it into Ollie Watkins. His poor touch has gone towards McGinn, who's been picked up by Dendoncker, who wasn't letting him have the ball. He works it to Pedro Neto. Back to Semedo again. They're just not getting enough bodies up there, Wolves, to support their front men. So we've got Neves to Saiss, through to Neves, poor ball, falls straight to Sanson in the midfield, as he can send it away to McGinn. Over to El Mohammadi, just behind him, so he slows down the attack. It's McGinn again. Working it over to Tyrone Mings. First time ball into Matt Targett. Again looking just to get around the corners of these Wolves defenders. His pass has been cut out by Dendoncker and he can't force it away for a throw in. It goes out for a corner. They're going to have to defend another set piece here. Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're always looking for that ball around the corner, around the centre half. So Dendoncker just try to see if they can get their men through. And if they don't get their men through, the best they can hope for is a corner or a throw in. And they are getting them, to be fair, just to keep applying the pressure. But another chance for an Aston Villa goal just before the half. I think it's Morgan Sanson who's going to be taking the set piece. So right-footed cross, it'll be an in-swinging ball. So cross, it's curled in, headed away by Saiss again, always as far as McGinn, who tries to force it back to the corner taker Sanson, who I'm presuming has come back from an offside position. He has. And a free kick it will be for Wolves right in that right-back position. Or right-back area, should I say. Just about 5 minutes plus added on time until we hit the break. Like I said, the last two games between these two teams were 1-0 wins, and they were both away from home for the teams who took the 3 points on the day. The last game at this ground was a 1-0 win. 2 Wolves, Dendoncker with the goal that day. But in terms of the Premier League, it is interesting. Wolves have won 11 games in the Premier League against Aston Villa, and only one of those wins. Sorry, let me try again. They played 11 times against each other in the Premier League. 5 of those games Wolves have won, and only one came at home, which is, says a lot. Obviously, prefer playing at Villa Park than Molineux. His Conte has just been knocked to the ground as Neto tried to get away from him. And then for Wolves as well. And then Aston Villa, they've won the majority of their games away when playing Wolves. So it's just an interesting one, isn't it? How both teams prefer playing away in this fixture. It's just a strange one. You'd think it'd be the other way around, obviously. Sorry for butchering that at the start. I try my best, but that wasn't the greatest moment I've had. Mings has the free kick anyway that Neto gave away. Over to Ezri Konsa, the number 4, having a breakout season. A lot better than last season, Ezri Konsa. Does he have an argument for the England call-up, maybe? As McGinn's been pulled down as they look to go down the channel again. Andy Madley's not happy there with Roman Saiss' challenge. It's just the same balls they're doing, Aston Villa. Balls down the channel, looking to get around the corner of the defender, and rightly so by the referee. He's given a foul there against Saiss, holding up McGinn, pulling him down, and he's on the right-hand side here, just on the angle, so it's a great chance for a cross here, right across the box, or if they go for an in-swinger, maybe it could force its way into the goal. But yeah, it is Andy Madley, the referee, not Craig Pawson, which they have down on the website in the Premier League. So I don't know what's happened there. Unless they just got their ordering wrong, I'm not sure. Douglas Luiz, it is an in-swinger, but it's headed away by a Wolves player up to McGinn on the edge of the box, finds a ball through towards Traore and can't quite backheel it to a Aston Villa player as Johnny can clear, only as far as the head of Douglas Luiz, who keeps it alive now for Aston Villa. Ezri Konsa out to the right hand side to El Mohammadi, who gets an early crossing. Conor Cody can flick it away up to Neves on the edge of the box, who looks to clear, comes off Aston Villa player and then cleared eventually by a Wolves defender up to Targett, who heads it forward to Watkins. falls into Adama Traore up towards the halfway line and wins a free kick for his side. But very impressed with Watkins so far in this game. I think he definitely deserves a goal. Target again down the line. They do the same thing. Conor Cody wins the header this time up to Neves. Finds Neto. If they swap sides here, Traore, Neto, they have. Johnny's now on the ball. Inside to Matinho. Just has to go back to Saiss. But they have swapped sides for now, Neto and Traore. So Mohamedi cuts out a Saiss pass and it falls all the way to Watkins, but he's been challenged and Wolves have won the ball back. Saiss down the left-hand side, pressured by Watkins, goes inside to Johnny. Can't quite find Neto. It's now McGinn. Back over towards El Mohamedi, who's going to take it in his stride nicely. And he can find a cross here, can he? Yes, he can. He dinks it towards the back post where Trezeguet will let it run. And he'll have a chance to get a crossing himself here, Trezeguet. Now he goes back to Target, who then gets the crossing up towards Watkins. Nearly falls down towards him, but Conor Cody can head away. But Mazinho's failed clearance falls straight to Watkins, who works the shot in the end. And his shot is gone straight out for a goal kick. He was asking for the corner, and he's not going to get what he's asking for. But messy there from Wolves, couldn't quite clear the ball, and it did fall to Watkins near the edge of the box, and his shot did just trickle wide in the end. Goal kick to be taken by Rui Patricio. Towards the right-hand side, where Semedo can't win his header. Trezeguet can, but Dendoncker heads it forward back towards Semedo, who just gets around Trezeguet to kick it forward towards Traore. Gets beyond one and the two, and gets a foul as well from Matt Target, who brought him down in the end. And no yellow card for anyone from that one. Traore has won his team a free kick. Interesting if they can make the most of this right before half-time on the right-hand side. Again, around 30 yards out, 35 yards out, so it's a prime area for a Matinho cross here. They've sent forward Conor Cody, Dendoncker as well, and Saiss, all centre-backs forward. Traore's in there, Willian Jose. They've got men to aim for, that's for sure. Matinho, 1 minute of additional time, swings it in, headed away by El Mohamedi, straight to the other Egyptian, Trezeguet, who places it over to McGinn on the right-hand side. Forward to Watkins as they look to break here, Aston Villa. Neves is over to cover on this right-hand side of Aston Villa's, the left-hand side of Wolves, but is able to play it inside to McGinn. Works it to Sanson on the right. Crossed in. Saiss can deal with it just as much as Dendoncker can. Straight to Target, though. Wolves are struggling to get it away here. Traore, one-on-one with Semedo. Tries to go on his outside, not allowed to by Semedo. Up to Neto. Back to Matinho. Chips it up and volleys it away. As far as Mings on the halfway line, as they're going to come at them again. They've got 10 seconds if they can try and create anything, or they're going to settle for a 0-0 to go in at half-time. Mings tries to get it through to the gap to Traore. Deflects, though, up to Trezeguet, who's flicked it onto Watkins on the edge. Can't quite bring it down and under control. And Saiss can deal with it and get it over to Johnny, who then hears the half-time whistle and play is stopped. And we are there, done at Villa Park for the half-time. After 45 minutes, it's Aston Villa 0. Wolves 0. Unsure how there's not been a goal, if I must say so. We've seen a Ollie Watkins crossbar hit in the 4th minute from around 25 yards out. It would have been a spectacular finish. And then around 10 minutes later, in the 15th minute, Ezri Konsa from 6 yards out from a cross hits the bar as well on his right foot. And then from Wolves, they've had half chances to say the least. They've not really worked Emi Martinez, but at half time it is Aston Villa 0, Wolves 0 in this derby. Will we see a breakthrough? I'm 100% sure we'll see a goal in the second half. You can even quote me on that come the end of the game. I think it'll be a 1-0 or a 1-1. But this has been a very entertaining half. I know it's 0-0 and you don't get many entertaining 0-0s just as United fans. So to see an entertaining 0-0 where teams are actually trying to attack, it's nice to see. Football Shirt Collector, hi, how you doing? I'm all right, mate. Same 1-1. I can go with that. I actually saw your video the other day on that Bayern Munich shirt, and I enjoyed it. It was good. Keep up the videos. Let me have another look at it now. I did watch it. I'm not just lying to you. Yeah, there it is. If you want to go and check him out, please do. Just put the Football Shirt Collector in YouTube, and he comes up. Go and give him a subscription, subscribe. Drop one. Deserves it definitely. Just reviews football shirts and all that. Ranks them as well. So decent little channel. Yeah, half time. Let me just see my fantasy team as well. I'll let you see my fantasy team. Hold on, give me a sec. I can get it up. Hold on. Have I got any? Has anyone played for me? No one's played for me yet. Wow. Oh, Watkins is on my bench. Hopefully he doesn't score. I've had to drop him. I bought in Timo Werner. I'll get it up now. Give me a sec. So there we go. Am I in the way? Am I in the way? I'm in the bottom left corner. Okay. Actually, I'm going to put it up here. Does that block out what I'm trying to block out? We're going to have to see. Anyway, right. Sound. I'm going to have to look at the stream now to just block out something. Give me a sec. It's nothing that serious, but... Give me 2 seconds. Okay, it does. So, hopefully Edison isn't being blocked, but Edison's in net. Diaz captain, I know, I've done it. I'm just banking on City getting 2 clean sheets and maybe him popping up with a goal. So far gone sent at the back. Oh my days. I didn't want to go Dan Burn because they have a pretty poor record at home defensively. Then I was like, who's more likely? Then I was like, I know I've got Rafinha in because it's like, if Rafinha blanks and Soufal keeps a clean sheet, then it's not the end of the world. But I thought, if I put in Strauch and then Rafinha blanks, he blanks because Souček and Lingard have done well, I thought I might as well just bank it and go for Soufal instead of Strauch, who's been doing well, to be fair, with little bargains, like 4 mil. Cancelo, obviously, assist merchant. Fernandes, I was thinking of getting rid of him, but I thought it's my luck to get rid of him and he'll start scoring points again. Sorry to anyone who had to go through a double game week with Fernandes in their team and blank completely. Salah, I know it's the same with Fernandes. I just know I'll take him out and he'll score, and it's against Fulham, so I'm fancying he's going to bag. Obviously Rafinha, little magician. Again, like I said, if he scores and that means Soufal blanks, don't mind it at all. Not too bothered. Souček and Lingard, I know Souček I've had for a few games now, so I'm just going to keep him in. Lingard I've just bought in. I've got a sneaky feeling he's going to have a bit of a diamond of a game against Leeds. I don't know why, I've just got that feeling he's going to maybe score an assist. And then Werner, I've not had Werner in all year in Fantasy League. I know a lot of people got him in at the start of the year. I've gone no. I'm not going to put him in. And then I saw him against Liverpool and I thought, if Tuchel keeps him down the middle, I think he'll bag. We're going to have to see. That's a risk that I've taken. Kane, obviously, bagsman for Tottenham. And Watkins is on the bench. He has been in my team the last few weeks, but decided to drop him. See if Werner can bring me any luck. See, that's the fantasy team. Obviously there's not been many games. Aubameyang, yeah, right, sound. Well, that's my fantasy team if you're interested. Decent, it's not too bad. I mean, next season I'm going to really have a go at it. Properly try and... Because I've done it I've always started doing it the last 2 seasons, and I don't really know what I was doing. I was kind of just making loads of substitutions, obviously losing points, and just... I never gave up. I always check my team and make sure I try and get the most points I can. But next season, I'm going to really try and not waste any points. Actually, listen to people, get some tips, watch. That's what there's I think on TikTok. I think it's called FPL Graduates, something like that. They make quite funny videos and decent tips as well, and loads of TikTok pages do as well on FPL. So I'm actually going to try and get a decent rank in a league next season. But yeah. Hopefully I get some points. My double game week last week was so embarrassing. I got like double game week. You'd expect to get like 100 points, but every one of my players I had pretty much blanked, and I got like 50 points. It was embarrassing. The only person who pulled up for me was Kane, and he only scored one as well. So not the best of game weeks last week, but we move. At half time, this game is over in about 5 minutes' time, and then we're back for the second half. I'm hoping there's a goal, and I'm hoping it's not Watkins, because like you see, he's on the bench, and that would be disastrous if he scores, because he'll score and then Werner will blank. It's just my luck. He'll just not get any goals. So we're hoping for the best, though. We're hoping for the best. I mean, if he scores and that means the game's brought to life again, then I can accept losing 6 points on Fantasy League to make this game extra exciting. I mean, it already is, to be fair. Like, we've had 2 crossbar hits, both teams are going at it. It's not boring, that's the only thing I can say, really. It's definitely not boring, like, where both teams are playing a bit passive. Both teams know they need 3 points in this game to try and get up the league table. And I think they can do that. Definitely. Both teams. I know, obviously, Wolves are 12th at the minute, but like I said at the start of the game, 11 points out of the last 18 they could get. It's decent, it moves up the league, and with Aston Villa, I know they slipped up a little bit in midweek, losing to Sheffield United, but I think that's just a little blip. You've got to remember, they don't have Grealish and no Matty Cash as well at right back, so they're losing. They've not got a few key players. I'm not saying they're a one-man team or anything, because Grealish isn't playing, but it's like Barcelona without Messi. They're gonna struggle. It's one of them. It's like United with Fernandes. They'd probably struggle a lot more without him than they would with him, if you know what I mean. So it is gonna have an impact, not having your best player and someone who's linked to the best clubs in the world to have a move away from Villa Park. So yeah, it's a big miss, especially for Villa. They've got great caliber players, but there's no player in that Villa squad who comes anywhere near Grealish in any way. So it's gonna be a loss, and hopefully he's back soon. I don't know when he is, but I don't think it'll be too long, and hopefully we want him back playing before the Euros as Englishmen. We want to see him playing, we want to see him start, and we want to see him score a 95th minute free kick in the Euros final against France to bring it home for England. That's what we're hoping for. Let's hope so. I imagine some commentaries are coming for the Euros. I'll probably commentate an England game, but I would have to warn that yes, I'd definitely stay neutral. But if England score, I might be a little bit happier than if England were to concede, if you know what I mean. But I'll definitely be doing Euro games 2020 in 2021, which is a bit strange. There's a group, isn't there, in the Euros this year, and it's an absolute killer group. I'm gonna get it up. I'm excited for the Euros. I haven't commentated on any international games yet. Let's have a look. That's it. France, Germany, Hungary, and Portugal. That is ridiculous. England, Scotland, Czech Republic, and Croatia. That's a tough group, that. That really is a tough group, because Scotland, I think, will be a bit of a dark horse in the competition, I genuinely think. Netherlands, Austria, they're in the same group. Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Russia. Wales have got Turkey, Switzerland, and Italy. That's a really tough group as well. Very excited for the Euros. Very excited. Football's coming home, hopefully this time. Didn't last time. Absolute heartbreaking in Russia, but still not forgive Mandzukic for that extra time winner for Croatia. But yeah, half time is coming up in a couple minutes' time. Let me actually get the timer ready as well. Let's change that from first half, because we're going into the second half. Second half, there we go. Timer ready as well. I've just got rid of the timer. Beautiful. Let's bring it back up. Let's bring it back up. Come on. Let's hope for some goals, man. Just to also relay, I am not a Aston Villa or Wolves fan, so I really don't care who scores. There's no preference for me, as long as someone scores. I wonder if any change will be made. Maybe not half time, but because I think both teams are doing okay. I don't think they'll want a change, but maybe 15 10-15 minutes into the second half. Will anyone make a change? Maybe Aston Villa to bring on Ross Barkley. Not many impact players they can bring on, can they, Aston Villa? Like ones that you would bring on and think he can change your game other than Barkley. Maybe Jacob Ramsey, who's been starting the last few games, back-to-back starts until today, obviously in the last 2 games. But for Wolves, they've got some decent players to bring on. Gibbs White, who spent the first half of the season at Swansea. Obviously Fabio Silva, not quite got off to the way he would have wanted to. Obviously was called upon when Jimenez got injured, something he probably hadn't planned for. 2 goals this season in the Premier League. We can bring on Victor Ferreira, or Vitinha, he's also called, the one next to Fabio Silva on the bench list. I'd probably call him Vitinha, or Victor Ferreira. If there's any fans of Wolves in the chat, can you let me know what you call him by? Because on Google and then Transfer Market, something I use for my stats, they say Vitinha and then they say Victor Ferreira, and I don't know which one to go for. So if there is any Wolves fans, let me know what you call him by, and I'll go by that. They could bring him on maybe. Then the other options are mainly defensive. You know, your Kilman, Juve, Aït-Nouri, who is an attacking wing back, and I think we will see him at some point, maybe for Johnny. But if there is any Wolves fans or anyone who has an inkling of what his preferred name is, that'd be great. I mean, I'm fine calling him any of them, Vitinha or Victor Ferreira. He did score though. Take away his name. He scored an absolute beauty against Chorley in the FA Cup this season, and that 1-0 win away at the National League North side. We're just waiting for the players to get back out for the second half. I'm expecting definitely Ross Barkley. Who would he come on for? Do you reckon? Maybe I won't expect maybe. I don't think Trezeguet, because he's actually been good today. Trezeguet. Yeah, I think if he was to come on, I think he'd replace Bertrand Traore, because he's not been great. Sanson's been lively. Louise has dictated the play, and McGinn's just honest. Every time I've watched McGinn, I've enjoyed it. He's such a good player, John McGinn. I think he's really underrated. That's another weapon that Scotland have for the Euros. John McGinn, and 29 caps for his country, 7 goals as well. So has a bit of experience at international level. Yeah, I'll probably make that change. Is there anyone else? Not really, is there? But the players are just in the tunnel at the minute. They're about to come back onto the pitch for the second half. Who's going to be the difference maker in this game? Is it going to be an Ollie Watkins or a Pedro Neto, or is it going to be a Trezeguet or an Adama Traore? Who knows? We're going to find out. Mings again leading the squad out for the second half. See vice captain behind Jack Grealish, who's currently still injured. Trezeguet there. He has been lively. I know yet to score this season in all competitions, but he's worked Nelson Semedo down that right hand side of Wolves. So Aston Villa are back out. I think they're just waiting on Wolves at the minute. Just zooming on Ollie Watkins, who's had a great rise through the leagues, like I said before. 250th appearance between the 3 main clubs he's been at, Brentford, Exeter and Aston Villa. 87 goals in that 249 appearances he's currently got. He was 1 off 50 for Brentford, Ollie Watkins. He was on 49 after 143 appearances before leaving for Aston Villa to rejoin Dean Smith. As Dean Smith's just come out the tunnel and he's just having a few words with Ross Barkley, probably just letting him know that he will probably be coming on soon. Because I think a partnership they definitely do miss, Aston Villa at the minute, is Barkley and Grealish. They have that kind of chemistry and connection, the 2 midfielders, and they work well when I watch them at times. I think Ross Barkley's just been told to go back into the changing rooms. I'm not sure why that is. No idea actually why he's gone into. He's been told by Dean Smith and he's gone racing into the changing room, so I'm not too sure. Just talking to Craig Shakespeare now. Dean Smith, former Leicester manager, former assistant as well at the time they won the Barclays Premier League as it was at the time. Now obviously just the Premier League. Are you still waiting on Wolves to come out? A long delay here. We're on 3 or 4 minutes after when we should have started the second half. Wolves taking their time. Do they know? Yeah, here we come. Rui Patricio. Here comes Connor Cody. I think they were just playing a bit of hide and seek there, the Wolves players. But it's just such a shame, like a derby like this, there's just under 43,000 full capacity this stadium can be. They are looking to increase that to 50,000. Aston Villa, but it would just be absolutely bouncing at the minute, wouldn't it? You know, both teams going for it. They'll have both a set of fans backing them all the way. But hopefully soon, fans are allowed back in around about 9 game weeks. They're hoping fans are back in, so just every game week, every game is one less until hopefully fans are allowed back in. But they come. Adama Traore, Pedro Neto, one of the last out. Sorry for the delay. This is embarrassing. Here comes Nuno, and here's one of his assistants with goggles on and a mask. He's definitely keeping safe. Surprised he can breathe. That assistant, that Terminator. We're about to get back underway. Villa kicking right to left, Wolves left to right. It'll be Aston Villa to kick off. The referee's about to blow the whistle for the second half at Villa Park in this Premier League game week 27. Back to Reggie Conser, first time clearance up the pitch towards Trezeguet. Well, actually, Watkins and Semedo both miss it. Does fall in the end to Trezeguet, who plays it back to target, gets it past Neto, and stopped by Semedo. Just pokes it back to his centre-back partner, well, one of his centre-backs, Dendoncker, but he was pulled down in the process, and the referee's giving it a free kick to Wolves on the foul on Nelson Semedo. Here's Dendoncker, looks for an audacious switch towards John. He does get it towards the Spaniard, and he can work it away from Bertrand Traore. Saish cleared forward, cut out by Douglas Luiz, but his head has gone straight to Moutinho. His interception's gone to Sanson. Ball forward, up, headed away by Johnny to Willian Jose. Surrounded by Aston Villa players, and he's lost it, and McGinn works away from him and Johnny. Great play from the Scottish central midfielder. Works back to Mings, over to Matt Target. Ball down the line, can't quite find Ollie Watkins. Cut out by Leander Dendoncker. And he can find Nelson Semedo, who brings it forward and cuts back and uses João Moutinho. Many Portuguese players in this Wolves team tonight. As always, we should say. Traore, though, has it. Burst past Douglas Luiz. On the left-hand side, he's back to. Can he work a corner, maybe? Does work the cross, but it deflects towards Johnny, who's out-strengthened by an Aston Villa player, and they can work it away now with McGinn on the edge of the box. Has to be careful. Works it to Conser. Clip down the right-hand side. And inside to Douglas Luiz. A little bit lazy there, Luiz, and he allows Wolves to win it back with now Adama Traore. Over to Moutinho. Looks towards the right-hand side for Neto and Semedo, but it can just cut caught in between them and goes out for a throw for Villa. Real waste. Poor pass, really, from Moutinho. Wasn't really directed to either Neto or Semedo. It just went right through the middle of them. And throwing it is for Aston Villa, 2 minutes into the second half. Let's target the fullback with the throw. Up towards Ollie Watkins. Back to Nelson Semedo, and looks to kick it forward. Tackled by Ruben Neves, and another throw, and it is for Aston Villa. Sanson, target, back to Mings. First time clearance, high up towards Watkins, but it's Connor Cody who deals with it. And Moutinho heads it down over to the right side to Nelson Semedo. Left-footed clearance forward, looking for Neto, but it falls to Tyrone Mings, whose father, Ade Mings, is a scout at Chelsea. Interestingly enough, maybe could work a move, could he, to Chelsea? I don't think so. But that's what that was interesting when I was researching Tyrone Mings. Both him and his dad involved in football in some way. There's a long diagonal ball towards the right-hand side for Aston Villa as they look to get in behind with El Mohammadi, but it's stopped by Johnny, and Roman Saish can clear away. Up towards Traore, out-muscled, surprisingly, by John McGinn, and they work it over to Mings again, who just about gets there to Matt Target. Forward beautifully to Trezeguet, slips it through to Watkins. He's one-on-one with Connor Cody on his right foot, on the edge of the box, works a shot, deflects off, I think Roman Saish last, and just trickles away for a corner kick. Great play that from Target to find Trezeguet, and then even better from Trezeguet to slip it through to Watkins just on the edge of the box. Went for a shot to the far post, but it was stopped by Roman Saiz, the Moroccan. And Patricio was scrambling over to try and avoid the corner, but he couldn't quite do so. And we've got a corner. Bradley, I'll just come to that in a second once this corner, because I might have to change my prediction if Aston Villa score from this. Mings is up there again. It'll be Morgan Sanson to cross it in. It's a decent ball headed away by Cody. And it falls straight to Neto, and the attack's on. It's one-on-one. It's Matt Target and Neto. Can he burst past and fall back? Neto, he can. He's gone all the way. Pedro Neto strikes his work to save from Martinez. And what an individual goal that would have been from Pedro Neto. He had a lot of work to do. Despite only having to take on one player, the distance he had to cover right on the edge of the box, he gets the ball, sprints into the Aston Villa half on the right-hand side. Douglas Luiz is trying to track back to help Target, but he can't quite do so. Target has to just force him down the right-hand side, close down the angle, which he did eventually shoot from, and works a good save from Emi Martinez to get the corner for Wolves instead. Prediction, I'm going to go 1-0 to Aston Villa, but that could really bite me if Wolves score, and I might have to change that, but we're going to have to see. It's Moutinho to take the corner. Got 1 assist this season so far, João Moutinho. Can he double that? It's a great ball in. Drops on the ground where Konsa can clear. Towards Johnny on the halfway line, number 19. Just calms the ball down to allow Wolves players to get back in position as Neves looks for the switch to Moutinho, cut out by Target, but falls straight to Nelson Semedo. Neto works past Sanson nicely, nearly runs out of pitch, but he keeps it in. Can't quite burst past Target in the end, and he's fouled him as he looked to get past him, but he pulls him down in the process. Pedro Neto and Aston Villa have the free kick. Nothing malicious there on Matt Target from Neto. Neto is such a bright spark in this Wolves team. It's ridiculous. He's so good. In his previous 4 appearances against Aston Villa, he's yet to score or assist, but that could come today. His target's been given the ball from Emi Martinez. Ball down the line. That's what they've done all game. Looking for Ollie Watkins. Connor Cody's there, who gets the header first and wins the goal kick, as he must have headed it off Watkins last. Watkins, who will definitely be looking at the England squad. He's yet to be called up for England at any level. Connor Cody's already supplemented his spot into the England team for now. 3 caps, 1 goal for Connor Cody. Rui Patricio is demanding his team push up from the goal kick as he's about to take it with his left foot. Flicked on by Willian Jose, straight up to Mings, who's just about got it to Ezri Konsa. So now Mohamed back into the Wolves half we go as he plays it forward up towards Watkins. He's been brought to the ground, but referee sees nothing wrong with it as Saiz can clear. Only as far as McGinn. Good little touch into Douglas Luiz. El Mohamedi. McGinn brings it down again beautifully and lets El Mohamedi take over on this right hand side. Inside they go to Sanson. Deflects to Watkins. A little bit unexpected, so he can't quite bring it down well, and he's been dispossessed, but the Wolves clearance just goes straight over to Tyrone Mings. Crossfield ball towards Bertrand Traore, dealt with by Saiz. To Neves. Moutinho, Neves, left-footed ball over to Semedo. Can they maybe work something down this right-hand side? Wolves played forward into Pedro Neto. Semedo's making a run forward. Doesn't use him. Couldn't quite find the ball towards him. It would have been a bit of a risky pass to play. It's Neves around the corner towards Pedro Neto. One-on-one with Morgan Sanson. Can he maybe work a crossing towards Willian Jose? Works onto his right foot and does work a crossing towards Traore. Cleared and volleyed by Ruben Neves. Asking a lot on himself there. We know he's a long-range master with those shots, Ruben Neves, but that volley would have been asking a lot of himself if he'd put that into the Aston Villa net. Poor header though from El Mohamedi away, straight to Neves. 150th Villa win or 50 to cash out now, call it. 150th Villa win, I wouldn't cash out yet. Don't take my advice. But I think I think Villa are going to nick this. Personally. But it's your call, mate. Not mine. Target. Back to Mings. McGinn. So good, McGinn. He's everywhere in the midfield of Aston Villa. You could tell they struggled a lot more last season when he wasn't playing because he obviously sustained quite a big injury. He's only got one goal yet, though, this season. And he's only missed one Premier League game. That was against Newcastle at home due to picking up a suspension after accumulating 5 yellow cards. His target down the line to Watkins. He's able to keep it in. He's got Sanson inside in support, and he's going to go towards the Frenchman, who keeps it alive and brings in Matt Target on the left foot. Into the box is Bertrand Traore. First time ball looking for Watkins. Falls straight to Moutinho, who finds Pedro Neto. Again, stranded on that right hand side. He's going to look to run at Mings, though. Just keeps it alive and plays it back into João Moutinho. Over to the right to Nelson Semedo. Neto. Back to Neves. Making his 100th Premier League appearance. Ruben Neves scoring 11 goals. 8 of them being set pieces, if that's free kicks or penalties. Moutinho. Back to Conor Cody. A little bit of possession now. 10 minutes into the second half for Wolves. Conor Cody shifts it over to Traore on the left-hand side. Can he go inside? Maybe. Just goes back to Moutinho. Dan Donker's now been brought into play from right centre-back. Moutinho. Slowly bring it forward, and then the ball going backwards to Dendoncker as his pass was cut out by McGinn. Thankfully for Moutinho, it just fell straight back to Wolves' possession. Cody. It's now Johnny on this left-hand side in the usual left wing back position. Forward to Traore in the final third. 1-on-1 with El Mohammadi and Douglas Luiz now coming over to try and help him out, but he works the cross in, and they've both nearly missed that there. Trezeguet and Target, I think between the both of them were just able to flick it behind for a corner. But if they'd both completely missed that, Neto was free at the back post to bring it down and maybe score. But between the both of them, I think Target's just been able to flick it behind for a corner. Let's have a look. Slow motion. It's Matt Target who's just been able to flick it behind for a corner. Vital touch because Pedro Neto was there waiting to pounce on the prey of a Wolves attack. But it looks like Barkley's got a problem here. I don't know. That's maybe why he's sent. I think it's his studs. They've got a problem with it. He's screwing his studs. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, they know more than me, the people actually at the game. But at the minute, what I can see is staff and himself looking to try and screw in his studs. But back to the game, we've got Moutinho outswinging corner. Goes short instead, though, to Neto. Left-footed in-swinging cross. It's a great one towards the back post. Off the post and missed from 2 yards. How have they not scored? I think it was Conor Cody at the back post who'd hit the post, fell right across to Roman Saiz, who stretched to try and get there, and as he got contact on the ball, he forced it over the bar. Oh, it comes off, I think his right leg, not his right foot. It was Conor Cody, clatters the post, fell right across goal to Saiz, who outstretched right leg, cannon the ball over the bar from literally 2 yards out. Big moment in the derby. Aston Villa 0, Wolves 0 still. But Roman Saiz and Conor Cody can't quite believe they've not took the lead in that game. It was unlucky. He was stretching Saiz. It was a bit of unnatural position to try and divert the ball in. But my word, he was close enough to probably put that into the back of the net. Still 0-0. Aston Villa survive. But my word, that should have been a goal. As they come forward with Morgan Sanson back to Conte. What's your opinion on Adama Traore? I think he's a great player. He's got every asset to be a fantastic winger. Just needs to add goal contributions to his game. That's all it is. But he's a great player. I like him a lot. And obviously, I know he's not scored yet this season in the Premier League. I know he got one goal against Palace in the FA Cup, which was a great goal himself. But he just needs to work on his game a little bit more. He's still young though, Adama Traore. He's 25. He's got many, many years to still improve. You get to your prime when you're about 28, people say. So he's got a few years to improve still. Moutinho has it for Wolves as Villa have lost possession of the ball in the end. But I think Villa will just be happy enough to try and just wave this Wolves pressure that they're currently under. It's kind of Cody over to Johnny. forward to Traore. Tackle by Douglas Luiz. A throw in it'll be for Johnny Otto, but Saiss will not want to watch that back again. Cody probably should have scored from the chance at the back post. He was only about 4 yards out as he hit the post, but then Saiss, it's just hard to watch. It really is. There's Semedo on the ball, formerly of Barcelona. Won 2 La Ligas while he was there. Back-to-back seasons, 2017-18 and the 2018-19. And there he's on the ball again. He's got Neto forward and he just slips it through to him, but Mings is there to cover. Doesn't quite tackle him because he knows he's going to commit a foul, so Neto keeps possession. Back to Semedo. Moutinho, first time ball to Neto, one-on-one with Target. Gets onto his left foot, gets a crossing, comes off the hands of Trezeguet. Is it a free kick or a penalty? I think it's a free kick. Very lucky there. Trezeguet harms in an unnatural position, stopping the cross from going in. I think it was just on the edge of the box in the end. Obviously, VAR will check it. We'll have a look ourselves. Yeah, edge of the box. Or is it on the line? Or is it on the white line? Not the greatest of angles. It's definitely handball. Well, he comes off his side and up onto his hand, but his arms are out. I don't get what his arms are doing, to be honest. His arms are in a bit of a weird area. But the referees give handball, and it will be a free kick. Right on the edge, on the right-hand side. It's on that side. You know, you've got your box like that. It's just on the side of the right-hand side. So it's not really shooting position. It's more of a crossing position, but Moutinho, he's a bit of a set-piece specialist and a crossing specialist, so he should be able to do something with this. Jean Moutinho crosses in, headed away by Mings, the tallest player on the pitch. Forced to a Traore in the edge of the box. Has to just force it backwards to Johnny. Back over to the right-hand side, where it goes straight out for a goal kick. No one there. Aston Villa survived. They need to try and get back in the game now, Aston Villa, as they have brought on now Ross Barkley. He's going to replace... I can't see the number. Is that Morgan Sanson? Yeah, I really can't see the number there. It is Morgan Sanson. Good solid hour under his belt at his new team. It's his first start in the Premier League, Morgan Sanson, and I think he's done okay. Really showcased to Villa fans what he can bring to this team. There's Jack Grealish there, probably itching to get back out there, but he's going to have to wait a little longer. But Barkley is not. I was going to say just as good. He's got his own qualities. Let's just say that. Ross Barkley is a decent player, as he does come on. He has been out. He's been out with injury for 7 games this season, just disrupting that momentum he had when he first came in the team. But he's got 3 goals. Number 1 against Arsenal this season away from home. There's Emi Martinez, who had a stint at Wolves himself in the 2015-16 season. Played 15 times for them and kept 5 clean sheets. Emi Martinez, one of many loan spells he had whilst at Arsenal. And McGinn challenged, and a throw it will be for Aston Villa just inside the Wolves half, where Al Mohammadi will take. Thrown into Traore. He takes it away from Traore, and they're going to have to restart now with Tyrone Mings at the back. A long ball forward to the left-hand side where it's found target and he's headed it down towards Trezeguet into the space where Dendoncker looks to see it away and he's been pulled down by Trezeguet there, Dendoncker, and he wins the free kick for his team. Good defending by Leander Dendoncker. His brother, actually, Lars Dendoncker, not Leander, Lars Dendoncker. He's currently at Brighton's under-23s. Not too close to each other, as Sanson's actually getting ice wrapped around his left ankle. It's not the greatest of signs for Villa fans to be seen. Not it's just right around his foot. Just from the angle, it looked like it was his left ankle, but it's right around the foot, covering both angles and ankles. So hopefully that's not too serious, as Barkley can't quite get the possession for Wolves, but either can Semedo. His touch has gone out of play for a throw-in. But yeah, I liked what I saw then from Sanson. But hopefully that icing around his foot isn't too serious. As Barkley, patrolling that left-hand side, brings Watkins into play and gets the ball back from him. And it's now Mings over to Ezri Konsa, as we are still goalless in the derby. Al Mohammadi down the channel up towards McGinn, can't quite flick it in towards Watkins, and Saiss can clear with the right boot up towards Traore, who will bring the ball down nicely. He's got the overlap of Johnny, uses that as a decoy to make more room for himself as he bursts inside and gets the ball out wide right, where Semedo will give chase alongside Target, and he will get there ahead of Target. And go backwards towards Pedro Neto. Good play from the right wing back. It's not Dendoncker. To Neto. Neves, Semedo, all down this right hand side. They're going to look to work an opening. Neto into Moutinho, around 25 yards out. Pressured by Watkins and McGinn, so forced back to Saiss. Nice ball swung over towards Johnny. Can he make a difference? One-on-one with El Mohammadi, works onto his right foot and gets a cross in, where it's cleared by Matt Target, as far as Moutinho, who nods it back to Dendoncker, who also heads back to Connor Cody, who's chipped it over to the right-hand side, where Semedo can win a header forward, but not towards Neto, straight to Mings. Villa have possession again as they're going to restart with Emi Martinez. Thanks to everyone who's watching and liking and subscribing. It does mean a lot. Like, it really does. But the next commentary is PSG Barcelona on Wednesday, and then after that is next Saturday, Everton Burnley, 12:30, if you're interested. Conser. Lovely ball over to Matt Target. Something satisfying about that. He's got the movement on the ball. Barkley looks to take on Neves. Good challenge by Neves, and he wins the ball back with now Neto. Great tackle, and he takes on Barkley himself. Neto. Ball into Jose, who's able to hold it up nicely to Neves. Now to Traore, they're going to attack down the left-hand side. Johnny's now on it in the final third. Neto, who's gone over to the left-hand side, now has it. Inside to Moutinho. Forward to Johnny. He's being pressured by Bertrand Traore, but he can keep it under his spell, but not for too long as his pass has gone wide and out for a throw-in, as he just nicks off the Aston Villa corner flag out for a throw-in instead of a goal kick. And gives a chance for Wolves to kind of corner Aston Villa if they can. El Mohammadi can clear though. Only as far as Saiss, who nads it forward towards Moutinho. He can't keep it under Wolves' possession, and Aston Villa look to bring it away as they've won a throw-in. As McGinn, I think McGinn and Moutinho went for the same ball, came off Moutinho last. A throw-in it is for Aston Villa. You see the Burnley game today, great game towards the end. Yeah, I thought Burnley did well to come out with a draw. Is that a foul throw? Sorry. Oh, El Mohammadi. Foul throw. Linesman's flagged for it. Yeah, good game. I mean, the handball was a little bit strange on Pepe, but then the clearance for Eric Peters off the line was something else as well. So, yeah. Burnley next week. So I did Burnley in the midweek against Leicester, and I'm doing the next Saturday, so make sure you're there for that against Everton away. And Adama Traore wins the free kick against McGinn and Louise. Both of them contributed to bringing him down there. From the throw-in, they worked it for a free kick. Good play from Wolves. Great chance as well to get a cross in again. Again, it's not a shooting chance, but it's definitely a crossing chance. It's going to be Neto. It's going to be an in-swinging. It's going to be on the left-hand side, so this could cause trouble. Neto standing over at the Portuguese winger. Been so good this year. Gets a beautiful cross in. It's headed on by Saiss towards Neves at the back post, who touches it down on the edge and gives it to Semedo, who's got an angle for a cross, and he floats it in where Martinez is allowed to jump and collect and roll it forward to Douglas Luiz, who takes a heavy touch, allows Moutinho to take it back. Now Willian Jose, loses the ball, but he's fouled in the process, tripped, and a free kick in definitely a shooting position now. I fancy maybe a Ruben Neves. It's quite far out, but it's more of a shooting chance, definitely, than the other crosses they've had from out wide. Just looked to rush it there, Martinez, throwing it, rolling it to Douglas Luiz, and he just took a really heavy touch, and Moutinho nicked it off him. And then Willian Jose took over, and then looked to cut onto his left foot, and as he did, he was just brought to the ground. And it's going to be a free kick for Wolves. Neves, Moutinho are over it, just on the left-hand side of the box, so it's a right footer that is going to be more suited to this kind of chance. 3 Portuguese players are standing over it. Neto, Moutinho, Neves, who's going to be taking it around 25-30 yards out, so it'll be an absolute pearl if this is put into the back of Emi Martinez's goal. It's going to be Moutinho to roll it into Neto, who then lays it off for Neves, and it's always going wide of the post, not really troubling Martinez at all. And a goal kick it'll be. A little bit of a routine one. Neves went to shoot, rolled it into Neto, who then stopped the ball for Neves to run onto it, and then his shot was wildly wide and over the bar. So we're back in play with Watkins on the ball. Lays it into Target down the left and feeds it through towards Trezeguet. Too much on it where Connor Cody can just get there ahead of him. Poke back to Patricio, who clears first time with the left foot up towards Willian Jose, but Mings wins the header, and in the process he wins a free kick, as I think Willian Jose just nudged into Mings to try and put him off balance. Good free kick win there from Mings as well, because this header didn't go to a Villa player. Yeah, good spot from the referee. Willian Jose took his eyes off the ball and intentionally went to nudge Mings in whilst he was in the air. So really good find that from the referee. Again, around 50 yards out, so it's going to be a clipped ball into the box by Matt Target. He plays it over to El Mohammadi instead, who might have a bit of a better angle. Crossed over towards Mings, who nodded into the box but cleared away first time, up towards Matt Target, the Villa left back. Plays it back over to Douglas Luiz. Over to El Mohammadi, just over 20 minutes to go. Plus added on time. And now El Mohammadi plays a ball again around the corner for McGinn, who can bring it down, but Saiz is able to shield it away and play it back to Patricio, who again has to clear first time towards Traore, who brings it down nicely away from Luiz and Bertrand Traore, and plays it inside to Willian Jose. First time to Neves, looks for the gap where Johnny was making a run, but stopped his run as he didn't think he was going to be found. And Aston Villa are giving the ball back again inside their own box. They've got it now with Tyrone Mings. It's 0-0, but I have enjoyed watching this game. I'm not just saying that. Both teams have gone for it still. I'm surprised it's not been a goal as Target feeds it through to Watkins down the left-hand side. Tries to get onto his right foot. Deflects off Dendoncker last. And a corner kick it will be for Aston Villa. Great win by the striker. Just on the left-hand side he peeled. Looked to just try and go inside. Kicked it off Dendoncker and out it ran for a corner. Which will be Barkley to take. It'll be an in-swinging ball. Will we have a breakthrough? I'll be very surprised if this ends 0-0. I'll be very, very surprised. I know the last two games in this game, like I've said, have been 1-0, so it could just be the same as the last two. Villa have only beat Wolves once at home in the Premier League as Barkley crosses it in, and El Mohammadi, out of all people, wins the header at the front post, but he heads it behind for a goal kick. He thought it might have been Mings winning that header, but no, El Mohammadi got there and wildly off target, unfortunately, for the Egyptian. Doesn't score too many goals, only the 4 in his 124 appearances prior to this game, so playing his 125th for Aston Villa. Signed from Hull. And at Hull, he made 4 Europa League appearances, including qualifying in the 2014-15 season. So has a little bit of European experience himself, El Mohammadi. Patricio's got the goal kick now, and he will take it, and he will slip in the process. It would have got a few jeers that from the Villa crowd if they were in, but they've kept possession with Dendoncker forward to Semedo. Can he find Neto? Oh, he can. Great ball down the right hand side. Pedro Neto works across. Oh, he's off balance a little bit, and the ball bobbles up for a goal kick. Poor cross. Should have done a little bit better than that. Down the right hand side, there's a chance there. Willian Jose, like we say, 6'2", so he's got the aerial ability, that's for sure. Let's check the Leicester lineup. That came out, the Brighton Leicester one. You need to commentate on FIFA. What do you mean? Be a commentator on FIFA? Because I can't take the job of, what was it, Bill Leslie? It used to be Martin Tyler. The good old days, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith on FIFA. But yeah, no, thanks for the compliment, if that is a compliment. I'd love to commentate on FIFA one day. Imagine that would be so cool. I hope my career goes that far, where I'm the commentator on FIFA. That would be insane. It's McGinn down the right hand side, looks to knock it inside towards Trezeguet. Falls to Connor Cody though in the end, who has a little bit of time to look at his options, and he decides Semedo is the best one. Neto. Back to Dendoncker. Connor Cody. If you are new, please subscribe and like. The support of this stream has been fantastic. Ball forward, straight to El Mohammadi. Ezri Konsa now. Douglas Luiz, ball over the top, and Trezeguet's gone to the ground. Asking for it there, he knows that's not a foul. Straight into the hands of Patricio, that ball in the end. It's a compliment, I thought it was. I'd love to. I mean, if they want to contact me, I'm always ready to fill in. Looks like it's going to be a change for for Aston Villa. Couldn't quite make out who it was as Adama Traore wins his header to keep Wolves in possession. It's now Neves. It's gone over to Nelson Semedo. Not many options. Has to just force it back to Neves. Forward to Neto. Can he work a better cross instead of the last one he made on the right hand side? Can't quite work himself away from Trezeguet in the end, and a throw in it is for Wolves. Neto and Trezeguet just exchanging a few words. Nothing serious within them. Wolves, can they work Martinez again? They've only really worked him once, and that was Neto earlier on from the counter-attack from the corner. Neto's got it in the corner flag now, dribbles it out of play for a Wolves, for an Aston Villa throw-in. I think it's Keenan Davis to come on for Aston Villa. Only 5 goals in 76 senior appearances for Aston Villa. Signed in 2015 from Biggleswade Town. 23-year-old now. See if he can be the difference maker in the game. Target down the line. Trezeguet flicks on. As far as Moutinho heads it back forward. As long as Mings can try and clear it, but doesn't do it successfully. Willian Jose, good footwork from Traore to work the room to play it over towards Neto, but cut out by Trezeguet. Falls to target. Barkley to Trezeguet. Down the line towards Barkley. Out to play it goes, and again Wolves have another throw-in to try and work an attack. 15 minutes but added on time. We're still 0-0. Moutinho flicks over the head of McGinn and then nods it into Neto. Great play. Neto has a bit of room to run into on his left foot. Swings it over to the left-hand side to Johnny. Brings it down. And it's fouled from behind by El Mohammadi. Great opportunity to get another cross in. They need to stop conceding those silly fouls, Aston Villa. Tackled in front behind. Was always going to be a free kick in the end. Didn't win the ball. Poor from El Mohammadi. He's got a lot more experience than that, the 33-year-old. And if they score from this, Wolves' fingers will definitely be pointed towards him, because that shouldn't be a free kick you concede. Again on the far left, not a shooting kind of position for the cross, for the shot, for the free kick. It's a crossing opportunity for sure. If you haven't, please subscribe. It does mean the most. And Neto swings it in, headed up in the air by Douglas Luiz, and Barkley can bring it down, but it falls straight to Dendoncker, who lays it off to Willian Jose. To Conor Cody, what a save, Martinez! Conor Cody, hands on head. He cannot believe the Argentines kept that out. Headed away by Luiz just in the air, and then as Barkley looks to bring it down and play it back, it falls to Dendoncker, who lays it into Jose. Scuff shot, falls to Conor Cody, who takes it on the spin. As he looks to shoot from 5 yards out, somehow Martinez makes himself big enough to stop Cody from scoring back-to-back goals in the Premier League. He scored his first one against City. But Moutinho takes the corner that they've won from it. Ezri Konsa heads it away. Trezeguet helps it on, only as far as Semedo. Back to the corner taker it goes. João Moutinho. Back in the box to Traore, who chests it down on the edge. Over to Neves. Crosses it in towards Dendoncker at the far post. Can't quite make any contact on it in the end. And it goes all the way for an Aston Villa goal kick. Again, Wolves really growing into this game. Conor Cody, Barkley should have been thinking what he was doing, but Conor Cody there took it on the spin. And if he just had a bit more composure, because he had a bit of time to actually look up to where he could shoot, he should have really tried to place it a little bit more into the corner, but that takes nothing away from that save from Martinez. Keenan Davis is still waiting to be subbed on. And he is now. Trezeguet is going to be brought off. I think he's had an okay game. He's still yet to score this season, Trezeguet. But despite scoring in the 2-1 loss last season in this fixture, he's yet to add anything to this one. As Willian Jose is also going to be brought off. He's still searching for his first Wolves goal. He's been brought off. And Fabio Silva has been brought on. The inexperienced 18-year-old who's had to learn along the way. Now with 21 Premier League appearances. Did play the full 90 in the 1-0 loss against Villa this season. As Neves heads it forward to Traore. Poor goal kick from Martinez. Traore sprints away from El Mohammadi, but he's been stopped by El Mohammadi as he just able to get a foot into the ball to clear it away. Fabio Silva back to Johnny from the throw-in. Using his body to keep the ball. It's now Saiss. Looks for the cross, but straight to Mings. Not a very convincing header. Traore heads it back into the box where Fabio Silva brings it down. Again, cleared by Douglas Luiz. Fabio Silva not allowed to bring it down in the end. But it'll be Johnny with the throw-in. Going to just keep the pressure going here. Johnny wins another throw-in here as he's tackled by Traore, but he's fouled himself, I think. Traore seems hurt. I think it's the way he landed. Hopefully he's okay. Let's have a look what happened here. Traore put it back to thingy. Oh, as he's just slid in there. Traore, he's gone in. Ooh. Basically, he's gone in to tackle, but he's gone in placing his knee, and his knee's just fell down at an awkward angle. It will be a painful one, that. Don't know why he's really going in with his knee as the body part to hold himself up, but he's gone in, knee placed down, obviously opposite foot going in for the ball, and he's just landed on it awkwardly as he's gone to the ground. What a save from Martinez that is unbelievable. I am being critical of Cody. I know he's a centre back, but if he just had a bit more composure and just tried to put it more into the corner, I think we would have been seeing another Conor Cody goal. But again, not taking anything away from Emi Martinez. Unbelievable save as he's looking for his 20th clean sheet in his 41st Premier League appearance. Traore back on his feet and we're back underway in the game. I think Traore is going to be allowed to come back on now, or soon. Just try to run it off. Self-inflicted, but it would have still been painful the way he just landed on his knee. Just landed on it while it was just a bit twisted. But they're currently down to 10 men at the minute, but he's back on. Back to 11v11 with Nelson Semedo for Wolves down the right-hand side. Vitinho over to Neves. 10 minutes to go. Flicked over towards Adama Traore. One-on-one with John McGinn. Tackled by John McGinn on the right-hand side. He looks over the top, looking to try and find Keenan Davis, who's finally onto the pitch. Chasing down Conor Cody, who gets there first. And he works back to his goalkeeper, Patricio. He then distributes to Nelson Semedo down the right, brings it down beautifully, being pulled away by Watkins, but he can find the ball to Vitinho, who then goes long himself, up towards Neto. Target wins the header, nods it down to Nelson Semedo. As Neto's gone down holding his face, but play's going to be continued, or is Wolves going to stop it for them, for their main man Neto? I think they are. Target's headed it, and then as he's headed it, he's caught Neto in the face. I'd have to see a replay to see how vigorous it was. Let's have a look. Matt Target, it's a little hit on the hand onto his face. It's nothing serious. Eyes on the ball, and as he's gone to jump, just raise his arm a little bit, just as, just the motion to jump. You don't jump with your arms by your side, do you? You use your arms as a bit of elevation. And just very lightly caught him on the face there, Neto. Nothing serious. The ball's going to be dropped by the referee, and we're just going to get back underway from where we were with Matinho. Then Donker over to Saiss. In the middle of the park is Neves. First time ball outside of the boot to Johnny. Into the Aston Villa half we go with Neves. Forward to Traore. First time inside to Fabio Silva. Back we go to Roman Saiss. Crossfield ball looking for Nelson Semedo, and he gets towards him. Target can't quite intercept. Neto. Can he work it onto his left foot? He can. Can he work across? He can. To the back post where El Mohammadi wins the header. Only as far as Johnny, but again he used his strength at El Mohammadi to win the ball again and to clear it down the line. But he's been given a free kick as he was kind of sandwiched between Johnny and Traore there, El Mohammadi, as he won the ball back and was just nudged. So the referees deemed that a foul just inside the Aston Villa defensive box. As we've got another change for Aston Villa. It's looking like Jacob Ramsey, who did make back-to-back starts before today. He's going to replace Bertrand Traore, who I think is still holding a little bit of a knock after that self-inflicted injury that he gave himself. But Jacob Ramsey is on. 12th Premier League appearance now this season. He made his first ever Premier League appearance in the reverse fixture. That 1-0 win. And he played the full 90 minutes in that game as well. As Douglas Luiz heads it forward. Headed inside by Jacob Ramsey as he looks to try and keep it against Johnny Otto. Barges him to the ground and McGinn looks to feed it through to Jacob Ramsey. Deflects though back to Douglas Luiz. His pass has been deflected over to Barkley as he looked for Keenan Davis. It's now Matt Target. Watkins. Back to Barkley as he looks to try and take on João Moutinho, and he has done so. Quite far out still, but he looks to dink it into the box though for Jacob Ramsey. He's going to let it be controlled and back to McGinn, who's in the box, and an offside flag's gone up against Jacob Ramsey, so the attack has ended. Like I said, Aston Villa have not scored more than one goal in their last 7. The last time they scored more than one goal was when they lost 3-2 to Burnley. And they have 4 league wins since the start of 2021, and they came against Southampton, Leeds, Arsenal and Newcastle. They've also had 7 red cards in their games, 2 of them for themselves, 5 against them, 5 for other teams that have played against them, which is a bit very mad. His target has to deal with this ball towards Neto, and he has done so with a clearance away. It will be Semedo to take the throw-in, as Wolves look to try and score if they can. To be fair, Wolves have definitely been the better team in this second half. I'll definitely give it to them. I think Villa just edged it in the first half, but Wolves have definitely been the better in the second, as he's thrown it into Moutinho. Back over to Connor Cody, who's the deepest outfield player for Wolves. To his right is Dendoncker, takes a heavy touch, and Watkins can come in and take it away from him. Keenan Davis now has it. Can he try and find Watkins again? Being pressured by Dendoncker, and now Semedo tries to hold it up and keep it in the pitch. He does, and he takes them both on beautifully, but then Neves is there to cover and to hit it off Keenan Davis last. And when a throw for Wolves, good defending that from Neves, because Keenan Davis did well on the left-hand side to get past Dendoncker, and then Neves came through and then hit it off Keenan Davis last to win himself a throw, which Neves will not take. It will be Nelson Semedo. Into Fabio Silva, cleared long up now by Semedo towards Neto. Header won by Mings. And Conte will take over, but he's been tackled and fouled, says the referee, just inside the Wolves half, and they're going to have a free kick now. Aston Villa, and Wolves will have to defend it. Jack Grealish caught red-handed on his phone. He was just checking his emails from possible teams that want him next summer. But still 0-0. Like I said, I've really not been bored by this game. I know I've not had any goals, but I've not really been, annoyed that I've watched a boring game. I've enjoyed the game, to be fair. And I don't usually say that about 0-0s. I don't like 0-0s, but this has been okay to watch. I hope you've all enjoyed it as well. As Emi Martinez sends it forward from the free kick, header won by Traore and then Neves towards Neto, who then helps it on to Fabio Silva, and the break's on. On the right-hand side, some good touches to get it forward. And then Ezri Konsa's there to recover, and he's been pulled down there, Fabio Silva, and he has, and the free kicks are going to be given there, as I thought Ezri Konsa had done enough there to win the ball back, then stupidly, just as he'd won the ball back, he decided to pull him away from the ball. Fabio Silva pulling his shirt, and then Watkins was coming in to try and help his teammate out, but that was not soon enough because Ezri Konsa had already pulled down Fabio Silva, and it's another great area for Moutinho to put a cross in. It's very similar to one they had about a minute ago, where they crossed it into on the right hand side. Again, like I said, it's not a shooting area, it's on that right hand side, so it's going to be a cross. They've got Adama Traore in there, Saïs already missed from 2 yards out. Connor Cody's in there, Dendoncker, Ruben Neves, it's Pedro Neto. He's going to look to shoot at the far post. Easy save for Emi Martinez, as he's going to keep hold of it until he rolls it out to El Mohammadi. 3 minutes to go, plus added on time. He sends it down the right-hand side channel, straight out for a throw-in, poor from El Mohammadi. Connor Cody's clearly not happy about something, I'm not sure what it is. Him and Patricio have made the most appearances for Wolves in their Premier League history, just behind Matt Jarvis, who's on 108. Connor Cody and Patricio are now on 103, so they'll be soon breaking that record from Matt Jarvis. Connor Cody has it on the edge of the box. Back to Patricio, the two linking up now to clear it. Then a ball towards the right-hand side where he's looking for Semedo, nowhere near, about 10 yards away from him, and it's an easy throw-in for Wolves for Aston Villa to win, and they're going to have to defend it now. And they're already in the final third, Aston Villa. Kind of nick a late winner. Target's got it on the left-hand side. Works a cross in towards McGinn. Header won by Johnny. Forced to Adama Traore. Can he work himself away from Mohammadi? He does do so. And he's got a chance to look for a pass now, Traore, as he enters the Wolves, enters the Aston Villa half. Has to go back to Moutinho. It's over to Ruben Neves. Neto. Gap there for Semedo, and he's going to take it. Oh, he tries to take it in his stride, but it's just behind him. And his touch has gone out for a throw-in. Semedo did everything right. It was just a pass just behind him. But Wolves have kept 5 clean sheets since the start of the year, so they've been doing well defensively. But they did have a space between the 15th of December to the 2nd of February where wins came in between. That's nearly 2 months. That's quite a bad space of time to not win a game, but they're back at their best now, Wolves, as they can't quite work in a chance from the throw-in yet, but they have won it back with Semedo, flicking it around the corner for Fabio Silva, back towards Semedo. Nice cover and defending there from Jacob Ramsey, back to Martinez. Aston Villa are going to have possession as we're about to go into the 90th minute very soon. Jacob Ramsey to the right to El Mohammadi in the right-back area, cleared down the line, can't quite find a player in Aston Villa colours. Then Donker now has it for Wolves. Thanks to everyone who is here. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Great to see this many people in the stream. Next one is on Wednesday. PSG Barcelona. Then next Saturday is Everton Burnley. Semedo can't quite keep that crossfield ball in. Matt Target has a throw and he'll take it quickly forward to Watkins. He's got support of Barkley on this left-hand side. He's going to try and take on Neves himself though down the outside. Can he do it? He can. Down the byline, Watkins. He pulls it back and it's Cody who sticks out his right leg to divert it away for a corner. Can we see late drama? Corner kick for Aston Villa it is. We know Wolves aren't too great from defending corners this season. I'm interested to see how much time's added on. I don't think there'll be much. As Mings has stayed at the halfway line, he seems to have picked up a knock. Mings, you'd usually think he's going to be in the box at 6'5", but he's just holding the back of his left leg there and he's not made it forward for the corner. Andy Madley, the referee's just checking to see if he's okay as 3 minutes has been added on. Mings is half deciding whether to go down, and he is. Mings has decided to sit down. We're going to have just a quick break before this corner. So 3 minutes has been added on, but we will play over the 93rd minute because Mings is just holding his left leg, just that kind of right under his left leg, right under the knee, if you know where I mean. I don't want to show you because I'm wearing shorts, so I don't want to show you my legs. It's just a bit strange. But like you have your knee, say here, say this is your knee. Right under the knee is where he's holding. So yeah. I think it's when he went for a challenge. Oh yes, the way he landed. When just before when Fabio Silva went for a header, and then he nodded it down to Semedo when they were going for a bit of a link up. He went up to challenge Fabio Silva, and as he's gone to land, he's just landed awkwardly on his right leg, and he's feeling the impact on the area where I've just described for you very accurately. Thank you to everyone who's here. I've not had this many people for a while, so it's refreshing to see this many people here. Another subscriber, whoever that was, thank you very much. 10 likes as well. 14 people. Beautiful. That's what I love to see. 15 people now. I know it's 0-0, but I hope I've made it as entertaining as I possibly could have. Like I said, make sure you're here for the next 2 commentaries. It's Champions League and then the Premier League as well. Yeah, Mings seems to have struggled here, and this is the last player they want to lose. Bjorn Engels is back from injury. The Belgian centre-back, who's not played all season because he's been injured all season. He has been on the bench 15 times for Aston Villa this season, but yet to make a minute. His last appearance, Bjorn Engels, was on the 9th of March 2020, so over a year now since he's played for Aston Villa. Well, Mings is back on his feet though, and he's just going to go off to the sidelines. That's a promising sign. We've played 2 minutes of the 3. Barkley to put this cross in now as it's been cleared away to the far post where Ollie Watkins decides to shoot off the line. Ezri Konsa wide. Oh, what a chance. The Mings partner at the back, Konsa, who's already hit the bar today, swings it wide. It was headed away first time by Cody, over to Watkins who strikes. Saved by Patricio, falls to Konsa, swings at it, slices it wide of the right-hand post. And another chance goes a-begging, and I can't believe this is going to be 0-0. I can't believe no one scored at least one goal. Grealish. Hands on head. As they look to go forward again, as they send it forward towards Keenan Davis. Connor Cody deals with it with a volley away. Up towards Neto. Header into the midfield where Douglas Luiz heads it forward. Headed back towards him by Dendoncker. Saiss with a volley away. We've played 3 minutes, but we'll play an extra 2. Because that's how much was missed due to the Mings injury. So we should play to the 95th, really. As the ball's been Missed by El Mohammedi and Traore, and Johnny can bring it away, but a great side challenge from Ezri Konsa. And Wolves throwing it is. What a player he's been this season, Ezri Konsa, the 23-year-old. Has he got a shout for the England call-up this year? Because he's seriously been on form this year. Ezri Konsa, as Johnny has the throw-in. 30 seconds more of the added through we've played. Like I said, we should be playing to the 95th, I think. As Johnny has the throw-in. And the derby. There's only been 2 goals in the last 2 derbies. It looks like we're going to have a stalemate here, but who knows? If Johnny has it back from Moutinho. Moutinho over to Saiss. Keeps it alive for Wolves, over to Traore. Just about keeps it in. And gets past Jacob Ramsey. On the left-hand side, pokes it forward past El Mohammedi. Works the cross towards the back post. Neves can't quite win the header. And he commits a foul as he pushes Matt Targett in the back. Important defending from Matt Targett to win the free kick. As Tyrone Mings was back on the pitch, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Mings is back on and he's moving quite freely. That's a great defending there from Targett to win the header. As it looked like Neves was looking to head that home, as he's already got 3 in his last 6, Neves. 5 goals in all competitions this year. But Matt Targett said no. I'm going to win this header and I'm going to keep this clean sheet for my team. But could both teams be keeping clean sheets? Well, like I said, it's weird for Aston Villa. You know, they're struggling to score. Like I said, this will be 8 games now where they failed to score more than 1 goal, and they're not even going to score a goal today at this rate. If Martinez sends it down the Aston Villa left-hand side towards Watkins, who heads it forward to Keenan Davis, back to Watkins, down the line to Barkley, back to goal, and a back heel up towards Keenan Davis, who's going to get there. Can he cross it? No, he can't. Great side challenge from Roman Saiss, and he can clear down the line, only as far as Matt Targett. Watkins through to Keenan Davis, can't quite find Watkins again, and as the ball loops in the air from a clearance, the referee says that is all we have time for today, and the game does end. Aston Villa 0, Wolves 0. I'm slightly scratching my head to understand how it's ended 0-0. Both teams having unbelievable chances. The 2 main ones for Aston Villa came in the first half. Watkins hitting the bar after 4 minutes from 25 yards out, and then Ezri Konsa 10 minutes later also hitting the bar from 6 yards out. And then from there, for Aston Villa, they struggled to make many chances, and as we went into the second half, that's when Wolves took over. They had a chance in the half where Conor Cody hit the post, flashed across goal after hitting the post to Roman Saiss, who literally missed from 2 yards out as his right leg couldn't convert the shot into the back of the net. And then from there, they tried their best, Wolves. They were prodding at the goal but couldn't quite get one into their net, into the Aston Villa net, and to give them a 1-0 win like Aston Villa got at their ground. But it's a derby that's ended goalless, but it's been far from poor. It's been a great derby, entertaining. 0-0. They'll share the points. Aston Villa will stay 9th, 2 points behind 8th, 3 points behind Liverpool in 7th, and more importantly, 7 points away from those top 4 places. And Wolves, I think, will just have to settle for mid-table this year. It's going to be hard for them to start progressing even further up the table, I think. But the points have been shared. It's been entertaining. Conor Cody as well should have scored from around 3 yards out, or more 5 yards out, as Martinez made an unbelievable save in the second half. Again, I completely forgot about that. Conor Cody probably could have put it more towards the corner, but that does not take away any of the skill used from Martinez to stop Conor Cody from scoring his second goal in the Premier League ever and scoring back-to-back goals for Wolves. But somehow it's ended 0-0. I'm not sure how, but it has. I've really enjoyed the game. I've enjoyed all your company. For everyone who's stuck out at the stream today, thank you to everyone who's been here. It's made it very entertaining. Thank you to all the compliments, all the likes, all the subscribers, and all the people who've stuck around for the whole game. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Hi, nice stream. How do you get a timer on your stream? I try to do it as well. I use something called Snaz. Mate, I'm not great on this technical stuff. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. Great commentary as always. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Next one, remember, on Wednesday, 8 o'clock kickoff UK time. PSG versus Barcelona. Then next Saturday, Everton versus Burnley. Make sure you're here for that. That's 12:30. Yeah, it's called Snaz, and basically you can get a timer on your stream by like copying a path to clipboard, and then you obviously put that into your OBS or whatever you use. Basically, what I'm going to say to you, because I'm not great with technical stuff, just whatever you use to stream on. I use OBS. So say, for example, you use OBS, Google how to use Snaz on OBS, and hopefully an explanation will come up for you. But I'm really not good with this technical stuff, so can't really help you other than that. But I just use Snaz, SNAAZ. So yeah. If you just want to put how do I use Snaz for streaming, or on whatever your streaming platform is, then yeah, that should give you the answer. Let me actually Google it myself. How to use Snaz on OBS. Yeah, it comes up. There's a video how you add timer to OBS, and there'll be loads. I think it should work for any streaming, any streaming thing like OBS. So yeah, if you're still here, then yeah, use Snaz. Just everyone who's here though, everyone liking, subscribe. It's just great to see. But yeah, I hope you are all coming back for the next few commentaries. There's at least 2 commentaries every week on this channel, so I don't just do one then go away for a month. I'm always here, always doing commentaries 2 times a week. So so make sure you're here next week for the next 2, like I mentioned many times before. But other than that, that is going to be the stream over and done with. And I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I hope you all enjoyed the game as well. It was goalless somehow. Both teams had unbelievable chances. How it's ended goalless, I'm not too sure. But it's another derby. It's another goalless draw. But for Aston Villa, they're going to move on. Looking for Europe. Wolves, I think, are going to have to settle for mid-table this season. But both teams went close, but not close enough. In the Midlands derby, as it ends Aston Villa Wolves. Aston Villa 0, Wolves 0.